Hey, it's your boy Easy.
Oh my God, it's your boy Ryan. What up, Turtle fam? Wow.
Wow. And you're
Wow.
listening. You're listening, watching, viewing, ingesting turtle soup. The world, the internet, the universe, the galaxy exist realities only.
Dude, you're damn near rapping. That was intense.
The only Turtles related content, I guess, that's dedicated to the ongoing journey of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all the way from the beginning until the Dirt Man comes to bring us down.
Oh, you just gotta leave a little dirt.
Gotta leave a little dirt. That's it. That's all it takes.
Then you're good.
Then
don't worry about it. Then
don't worry about it. But
you're fine.
If you forget, then you run the risk. And high risk, high reward. But I don't know that I want to go to his lair deep in the mountains.
No,
underground.
Nope.
That's where he keeps his dirt.
Yep.
I sang that song for my niece who's like 8, and she's like,
okay.
why does he need more dirt if he lives underground? And I was like,
that's a great question.
That's a great question. Maybe you can ask him one day when you.
Because you're not putting any dirt under your pillow. I mean, like, then you're gonna, you'll see.
You'll see. Exactly.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got him.
Well, speaking of gotten things, you've got us right here on YouTube right now. If you're watching this live here on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out, all of you who do this. And then, and if you're an audio listener, come check us out and just subscribe. And then you don't have to keep watching. You could just do that, and that boosts our numbers. And
that helps.
It's always fun. It does help everybody. It's giving an extra hand. Just
we got that 480, boy. I mean, we're getting up there. You know what I'm saying? We're just crawling toward 500. Right. Let's get that 500.
We got to get that 5.
Let's get
500. But but thank you for everyone who's here, and we are live on YouTube, like I just said. And this episode is brought to you by our wonderful patrons, Anders Berg and Jeff Peters.
Let's go.
So, yes.
Anders, Jeff.
Thank you guys very much for supporting us, keeping the lights on. If you would like to be a patron, you can go head on over to patreon.com, find Turtle Soup. Done been making a podcast for 1,000,000 years, and you could throw some pennies our way, become a member of Patron Ranger, and help us keep the lights on.
Yeah, so, get your name right on the show. You know what I mean?
You're
going to be on there. You know what I mean? You're going to get episodes dedicated to you.
To you. And then there's
we're dedicated to the ongoing journey. I mean, we're going to dedicate these episodes to you the same way, with the same ferocity.
Absolutely. The same ferocity. Yes.
Yeah. Get ready for that.
So, well, Ryan, speaking of getting things ready, what are we ready to review in the journey tonight?
It's all the toys. It's the last of the 90s toys, everybody. It is Playmates 97 line, Mutant Masters, Dino Turtles, and Stretch Turtles. And that is toys from the 90s. And it's a momentous occasion. So we're doing that. And it might be a little bit of a shorter episode today, but we're gonna put paid to these toys finally. And then who knows what's next?
Who knows what's next?
The mystery.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Well, speaking of mysteries, do you want to know what I did this weekend?
What'd you do this weekend,
dude? So we're kind of in the lean times, if you will. Where
I've been
we've both, but I'm in it again. And
I was kicking those boxes of macaroni and cheese across the floor, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
and when I was doing that, y'all, guess who fed me their special chicken broccoli shit?
Oh, it was me.
Your boy Easy. You know what I'm saying? I was at the house. Without a penny in my name, and I said, "Brother, I'm hungry." You know what I mean? Your boy was the Christian he is. He was like, "I could chomp some carrots for you too, brother." And I'm like, "Let's go."
Let's go.
And it was damn delicious. And I did not have money for a meal that night. And your boy Eric bailed me out. So
I cooked for you.
Those lean times happen. You know what I mean?
It's true. Well, we're in the midst of them, but we normally plan ahead because Shannon's birthday and our anniversary kind of are within a week of one another, and so we kind of scheduled this thing. So I'm playing Red Dead 2, and I look up and I see the stars. And I'm like, oh, I love that. Like, I wish I could go somewhere where I could see everything. So Shannon, my wife, she looks it up, like this thing, and it's called something else, but we just kept calling it a dark park. And it's out in Okeechobee, I think, but it's called it's called the Kissimmee, whatever it's actually called, dark park thing. Even though it's nowhere near Kissimmee. And so we kind of made it to where we could go do that. It was just gas, and then I think it was $16 for both of us, just like as a complete thing, just so I guess 8 a person. And so we went and did that, and it was nuts. Like pitch black. You're just out there in this park, and they shut the park,
Nice.
lock the gate, and you can basically people go there to camp and then stargaze is what they do. So they have we stayed at this little area called the astronomy pad. And so on one side you have the picnic tables and where you can park your car and then set up your tent. And then on maybe like 30 feet away from that is the pad where you can plug in all your equipment to do some astronomy stuff. So we get there, and it was still daylight, but just like around 8 o'clock. And the guy comes out, the Ranger Steve. And they are like, I don't think I've ever met a park ranger that's like not all about their job and loves it and is just like super nice and friendly.
Yeah, you kind of have to be, I think, to make it out there.
But he comes out
some really quick facts for everybody, just to pause you about Lake Okeechobee. If you guys don't know about it, whenever you see Florida, and there's a big hole in it, at the bottom, the bottom,
as
kind
of this recording,
east. As of this recording, that is Lake Okeechobee. It is the 10th largest freshwater lake among the 50 states. It is the second largest natural freshwater lake that is entirely within the contiguous 48 states. Because as you know, the lakes up north are shared by Canada.
We share with John Clemens.
It is 730 square miles of open freshwater, which is larger than Tampa Bay and the surrounding counties. Like if you were to like take Okeechobee and just like plop it on top of us, you'd have the entire bay plus every county that borders the bay completely covered in water. It is gigantic.
Wild.
And I believe that is why it gets so dark, because there's 730 square miles right next to you with zero lights.
Oh yeah.
So but just little facts on Lake Okeechobee. It's a bastard. It's huge.
It's huge. And so I'm not entirely sure how close we were to the actual lake though. I just know we were in that area. So I mean, obviously we're close to it if you're in that area, but like I don't know if it's basically like there's a bunch of tall grass, so you can't really see too far over it. And just wildlife everywhere. And so Ranger Steve comes up and he's all like super nice and friendly and doing his whole thing. Some turkeys are walking by, just wild turkeys, and he's calling them like different names and shit. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. And then he goes, so I'm getting the tent set up, and my dumbass hadn't set up a tent. I don't know. I only pitch one, you know what I mean? And that one
exactly.
is just,
and that's in the house.
Me and God. Yeah, that's in the house. And so I did the thing where I took the poles and I stuck them in the ground, and then I realized that there are pins that go in there, so I had to get a fork and break it and dig out the dirt. It was a whole thing. Oof. But I got it done just in time for us to hear him say that, hey, I'm going to go down there and see this gator that we got doing some stuff. So about half a mile down the road. And,
we got doing some stuff. Like this gator's down there like, I'm working. When I get this AC running, then I'm going to work on those sprinklers. You know what I mean? It's like, we got him down here doing, he's down
working.
here.
He's paying his dues.
He's down here working. We got him down here doing stuff.
And so, so we go down there and,
really fast. I'm sorry. What park were you in?
Oh, I don't know. I can text Shannon and see.
You said it was Kissimmee.
It said something about Kissimmee, like Dark Park or something. Let me see if that comes up.
Well, because the Kissimmee River flows into Okeechobee, on the northwest side of Okeechobee. And so you were saying how close was I to Okeechobee? You were, depending on the park, you were pretty damn close.
Okay, I think it was the Kissimmee Prairie Preserve. I think that's what it was.
Prairie Preserve.
Yeah,
okay.
That's it. Yeah. And it's
sorry to keep interrupting. I just think it's fascinating. I want to know like where you were and stuff.
Oh yeah, no. It's all good. But yeah, and and to get in there, you have to drive like, I don't know, a very long distance, enough to where you start asking yourself like, are we in the right, like, I mean, it looks like the right spot, but there's nothing. So you have no way of knowing. So you're in the middle of nowhere, and then Ranger Steve comes. We go after him. Like, he's already left, but we end up meeting up with him again. And there's this lady and her daughter that he's talking to that's out there looking at him. He's like, hey guys, it's over here. And it's the gator, and it's probably about 8 feet, maybe a little bit more. Your standard gator, like nothing like
Yeah.
like the ones that
You
you
want
see
a
on the
20
news.
footer or anything? Yeah.
No, nothing terribly crazy, but still kind of freaky. Uh,
Mhm.
and he's in this little like water area, and he's trying to pass through it, but there's a bunch of baby gators in there, and the mamas are like guarding it. And and Ranger Steve's excellent. He's explaining to us what's happening and stuff.
Oh, that's sick.
And yeah, and it was pretty neat. And having oddly enough, my wife likes to go to be out in nature, which is strange. When I first met her, I did not think that would be a thing. But we go to this place in Lakeland called Circle B, and you can be like, now granted, we were only probably maybe 25 feet, maybe if that, from this gator. You could be like right next to one at Circle B, and like you just it's like it's nothing.
It's just there.
It's just there, and you're just walking by. And that's what Ranger Steve said, that like they don't really mess with you too often, especially if you don't like do anything to like scare them or try to like go after them or anything. If you're just like doing your thing. And he said that you might see one come across the campsite, and I was like, oh shit. So anyway, we saw the gators, and that was cool. And then we went back, and by this time it was getting a little dark, so we got in the tent and hung out. And then we started seeing fireflies, which was nuts because I hadn't seen a firefly in a minute, and that was really cool. And it's one of those things about nature that you're just like, that's so weird. Like, just
that those exist.
Yes, that they exist. Yeah. It's like, oh, that's super neat. I wish more things like that existed. But we but then anyway, then it gets pretty dark, and clouds were here and there, but then eventually around like maybe midnight, pitch black. Can't hear nothing but the guy next door snoring. And we go out and we look, and you could see like every star imaginable. Like it was nuts. Like just so many stars.
That's
like,
insane.
Countless. And to the point where your neck is like tired of like looking up because it's just, you're not used to having a reason to look up. And, yeah. And it was neat, but it was dark. So they had the road that led to everything was that white shell kind of stuff. And so it kind of was like a little bit illuminated in the sense that it's just in stark contrast.
Yeah, with the moon, like you can kind of see it.
Right. So, but still pitch black. Like I could probably see maybe about 5 feet in front of me. That's about it. And
nice.
So I had a little knife with me, and I was like, I'm also, when you're in those lean times, I don't mean to sound macabre, but sometimes you're like, you know what, death's a little bit better than this. I'm not thinking about like, ending it all, but I'm just saying that like I might risk it all. You know what I'm saying? Like I might just yeah. And so there was a
because if one of those gators has the moon money, you're set.
You're set. That's
if
it.
You can find a gator that's got a nice purse of moon money on him, on his little gator belt. I mean, you could risk it all, but then you're out of the lean time.
Because I don't know what they get paid there to do stuff.
Yeah.
But but they had a like an office up there, but with no lights, where the restrooms were and stuff, and you can go in there and whatnot. And so we went and did that, but they had rocking chairs up at the front, still pitch black. So I'm like, normally I wouldn't. I guess when I had money, I was like, no, I don't need to risk it all, but I was risking it all. I was like, let's just sit out here and just sit on the rocking chairs in the middle of the night, just rocking away. And it was neat. But and then we walked back, and then we ended up coming home because I was supposed to work the next day, but then I decided not to. But we got home around 3 because that's a long drive back from that, which was wild.
You were about 40 to 50 miles north of the lake.
Okay.
But you were in the largest preserved area of Florida prairie land still left, 55,000 square miles.
That's wild.
So
literally.
So like you were out there, and I'm sure having Okeechobee to the south didn't hurt.
Right.
And there's just no light pollution.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's the whole thing. Yeah. No, you can
I've never seen. I don't know if I've ever seen the stars like that.
It's
like with nothing.
I think the only heavenly body you can see is the Milky Way. I think is the only thing you can actually see. Yeah. With like your naked eye, you can kind of see it. Yeah, it was still a little cloudy, so I couldn't really tell what I was seeing as far as it. I felt like my eyes were seeing stuff that might not be there, like if they were a little bit better.
Absolutely.
I don't know. But still, it was super neat. And then no mosquitoes, oddly enough, and it was a slight breeze, so that was very nice. And that was, I guess that counts as camping. I mean, I slept for maybe 20 minutes, so sure.
So You totes dipped a pinky in some
Dipped a
camping.
pinky in. Yeah, totes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Totes.
that's what I did this weekend. So one of the things I did this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think was it this weekend that you and I did something, or was it last weekend? I don't remember.
Well,
It was this weekend,
this last
wasn't
weekend. It was this last weekend. Yeah. It
Yeah,
was on
okay,
Saturday.
yeah. We saw each other in the flesh.
Yeah.
But,
No, we did. We did some music. It was fun.
Yeah, it was great. But did you get into any other shenanigans since last I saw?
Ooh. One really funny one. Well, okay. One funny thing. I
Okay.
was at the hospital picking up my eye drops, and I'm leaving, and there's this like kind of like it looks like a big passenger van kind of thing, like pulled kind of
Okay.
up under the hospital, like underneath like one of the wings or whatever. And I'm like, just I don't know why, but there's like a woman and a nurse out, and like they have like a ramp coming out this van, and I'm kind of like I'm just like in traffic a little bit trying to get out, so I'm just looking. I'm like, what are you gonna wheel out of that? I'm thinking, is it like a wheelchair gonna come out of there? Is it like a piece of machinery? Like
Right.
because the woman's just wearing like kind of normal like a black polo shirt, black pants. So I'm like, what? She's obviously with whatever's in that van.
Right.
And there's a nurse out there, and I'm like, okay, bro, I'm not shitting you. Two Shetland ponies get led out of the back of this damn passenger van, and they have all their manes are all like braided up and all the and they come out, and I'm like, I laughed out loud. I was like, that is the last thing I thought would come out of that van at the hospital. Like, there was two ponies. I'm like, not just one, but two ponies, two little Shetland ponies pop out, and I'm like, that's hilarious. Then I realized, oh shit, maybe those hospitals are here to, maybe those horses are here to see, like some, kids that are sick or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Sure.
Then I realized, oh shit, there's about to literally be a horse in the hospital.
Is that a thing?
You ever heard that phrase?
No, I've never heard that thing. That
So
phrase.
this is really annoying because Dr. Octagon referenced this way back in the 90s on his album, Dr. Octagonacologist, which is just one of the best records ever made. He says there's a horse in the hospital. I know that's a reference to it's like an old joke. It is like, it's like some toot sweet shit. It goes way back.
Right.
But if you Google there's a horse in the hospital, John Mulaney did a sketch called There's a Horse in the Hospital, and that's all you can find.
Oh, that sucks, because I was just
It's kind of annoying, yeah, because I'm looking for like the origin of it. I mean, I was just doing it really fast, and I was like, it's older than him. It's older than that. Anyway, but there was a horse in the hospital, or two horses.
Let's see. I might have found it. Oh, no, this is dumb. Goodness. I clicked on a link thinking I found it, and it was a dad joke, and it's just, where do horses go when they get sick? To the horse spittle. And that's disappointing.
Nope, that's not it.
That's not it. No.
There's definitely it's a reference to something. I don't know what it is, but before I heard Dr. Octagonacologist, which was, in the late 90s, when he said, oh, there's a horse in the hospital. Like, I knew that was already a joke.
Right.
Like I think, honestly, I think its origins, something is tickling my brain that its origins come from like General Hospital or like an old like soap opera that was based in a hospital
that they did.
Yeah, so where like there was like a horse running through the hospital causing all this trouble. Like that's tickling my brain as like the origin of it. And it became kind of like a trope, almost as like a jumping the shark trope. Almost when the Fonz like literally jumped the shark and gave us that phrase, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Happy Days. It almost feels like that, where it was a thing, and then everyone kind of turned it into this meme, like an old ass meme of like, oh, sure, that's what these kind of shows do or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
That's
I saw
wild.
horses going potentially into a hospital, which was interesting, and there was a nurse just petting them, and I'm like, and I had to leave because I was kind of like, I want to see them led. Like, are they going in the hospital or like the sick kids? I mean, they can't afford to come outside, like where everyone's driving. And I was like, we're gonna bring them in the hospital. And then I was like, what's up with that? Then I was like, well, they are Shetland ponies. I don't know. I mean, you probably wind up like they can go to the hospital. I don't know. Anyway, there was that.
Did you think for a second? Did you think for a second that you might have been at a vet, like the wrong hospital, like that you were like at a vet? You're like, wait a minute, what?
Well, I'll be honest. Like, they were all preemed up and walking all normal. If one of them like was coming out with a limp leg, I might be like, maybe TGH,
right.
Because this is a Tampa General, right? It's like the biggest, like whatever, like trauma center in our area. Like, so if, for example, so in Tampa, if you if the medevac helicopter comes for your ass, you're
Mhm.
getting taken back to TGH. So
Yeah.
that's like the king hospital. There's a lot of other good hospitals, but that's
Right.
the one that like the medevac comes back to.
Mhm.
So they are the big time hospital. So I would think like, I don't know, if one of those ponies is hurt, maybe like they are some of the only people that have the facilities to x-ray,
Yeah.
something like that. Do you know what I
Makes
mean? Or
sense.
like
Yeah,
do
yeah,
like
yeah.
high end like sonograms on this horse because like
Mhm.
something's going on and like no vets have the ability to do that, like,
Right.
or something. But then I when there was two of them and they're both just like "Brr,"
Yeah.
hanging out, I'm like, oh well, I mean that's obviously like to come visit kids,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, that started kind of making me kind of happy. I'm like, I imagine there's like sick kids, and I imagine like they think a lot of things might happen. Like someone's like, like one of the Bucks players is gonna come over here, or like,
Mhm.
like, or a clown's gonna come and do magic tricks or something. I bet you when that horse pops through there,
Yeah.
that's got to be a blowout. Like I
Has to
never
be.
thought they'd bring a pony in the damn hospital. That's
That's a
wild.
treat for
Like
everybody.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
so that kind of got me happy. But then I got unhappy
Mm.
because today at work, I was coming back in the building, and when I come back in from outside, a lot of times the easiest route is through this really large. It's like our biggest event center in the building that I work in. It's on the first floor,
Okay.
and a lot of times if there's not an event going on there, it's dark, right? Like all
Mhm.
the lights are off.
Right.
And I cut through there to get to the stairs and to get to
Mhm.
the bathroom and stuff before I go back upstairs and go to work.
Sure.
I'm walking through there full clip, full speed. And I ran into a row of fold out tables that were like long ones that were like
Yeah.
there was like three of these like 20-foot tables like in a row,
Right.
and they were covered in black like tablecloth. So I mean, they were like stealth mode, dude.
Okay.
And I
Okay. Yeah.
could
Yeah.
not see them. So I'm walking, thinking about everything else but where I'm at.
Yeah.
My right thigh makes contact with that table, and it doesn't
Oh.
budge shit.
Ooh.
Now remember, I'm in
Ooh.
the pitch black, so
Ooh.
I'm processing
Mm.
like, what the hell happened? Oh, it
Mhm.
must be a table, right? Well, I start to lose my balance because I got hit
Oh.
on my right side,
Yeah.
but my left leg went forward like in stride.
Right.
So I'm starting to whatever. So I reach down, and remember, I can't see anything. So
Right.
I give myself some credit for my mind kind of going, wait, that's a table,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I reach down to the top of the table to like try to steady myself
Mhm.
so I don't fall. Like ass tablecloth, just slip, just
Oh.
right with me, and crash down on my left knee, like
Ooh.
with all my
Ooh.
weight,
Yeah.
like a damn wrestling
Mm.
move,
Mm.
like. And instantly, I'm like, I
Gotta go to the
know I
hospital.
just scraped my fucking knee really bad.
Mhm.
Like I
Mhm.
know under my pants, I
Yeah.
know it's bleeding. Like
Oh,
I just
yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
So I kind of get up, get out of there,
Yeah.
get to the first aid kit,
Mhm.
pull my pants up. Sure enough, I mean, like I have to, it's a ridiculous size scrape for what
Mhm.
it was. Like falling down wearing office slacks in a
Right.
carpeted room, you'd figure like,
Yeah. You'd
how
be
bad can that be?
right.
Well, when you weigh 260 going full speed,
Mhm.
yeah, half dollar sized, like
Jeez.
just no flesh. And I'm like, well,
Oh.
now, well, I mean, not no flesh. I mean, but you know what I mean, where it's down to
Yeah.
that second, third
Yeah,
layer, and
sorry.
it's just like red. And
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
so I was kind of shocked. I'm like, and it hadn't even bled yet. It was like sitting
Mhm.
there, like, have you bled yet?
No.
It was sitting there, like, that's why I asked my knee. I said, you bled yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of course I'm wearing these like light tan pants, and I'm
Mhm.
like, of course that's what you
Of
wear when
course.
you're gonna bleed
You're gonna
everywhere.
bleed. Yeah.
But I was able to get band-aids on it. It didn't bleed through my pants, and
Oh,
but
nice.
my knee hurts like it's bruised.
Yeah.
Like my kneecap.
Jeez.
Like I don't think obviously nothing's broken because if I don't move it, it doesn't hurt at all.
Right.
But if
right.
I touch my kneecap or if I walk,
Yeah.
I feel like that is bruised, and I'm like,
Yeesh.
that's just gonna be annoying.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
the last thing I'm gonna say about what I've been up to is that like I found a workout app, and I've been
Oh,
working
yeah,
out
you were
on the
telling me about
workout
that.
app. I told you about this on Saturday.
Mhm. You
And it's been
did.
going really well, and I'm building up muscles. I can already kind of see a difference, and all this, and now I've hurt my knee.
Oh,
And one of the
so
things I feel like that was really helping me
Mhm.
was a lot of the squat kind of stuff, like because
Yeah.
that's where I'm really weak. Like when you're
Mhm.
heavier, the squatting. You'd figure your legs are really strong because they carry your fat ass everywhere. But the truth is, like, yeah, they're strong when they're locked under you, but like
Right.
you realize very
But them
quickly, I'm sure you
knees.
know this, you
Mhm.
realize very quickly that the minute you come off balance
Yeah.
and you don't have any of those muscles built up, like those quads,
Yeah.
nah, son.
Mm-mm.
Like they just don't, right?
No.
Or your hamstrings are like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little bitch. And you're like, okay.
Right.
So I've been building those up and like whatever. And now I try to do one like squat row thing, like when I before the podcast, and I was like, nope. I was like, oh no, nope, okay. So that sucks because tomorrow is a big workout day and my workout app, and I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
John Clemens in the chat saying that he's making mental notes of your weaknesses in case you attack him. So
left
be mindful of what you're
if
saying.
you get a hold of me before it heals, and then you'll have the high ground because I'll be on the ground like no. The last thing I want to say really fast is that this coming up Thursday is a really awesome day. Alicia's new book comes out, and it's called The Art of Catching Feelings. It is a baseball themed romance novel. This is her third romance that she's dropped. Yeah. And I have a custom jersey for the team.
Oh,
Carolina. Carolina Battery, baby. She got these made up.
Like they're in the book. That's the team that's in the book.
Yeah, this is the team from the book. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I gotta center it.
Oh yeah.
Carolina Battery.
That's amazing.
So she got jerseys made for the team jerseys, and that is the book we're going to go on our big baseball book tour and support. The one I was talking about last time. So it's gonna be Thursday. It's gonna be at the Tropicana Field where the Rays play. We're like so excited about it.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you're interested in pre-ordering the book, there's still time. So Alicia is Alicia Books on Instagram, and she has a link to her pre-orders, which are it's not just a clever name. Her pre-orders, which are done through Tombolo in St. Pete. Tombolo is an awesome independent bookstore, who have been great to her. And you can pre-order through there and get like a sticker, a Carolina Battery sticker, and an art print and baseball cards of her two main characters and stuff. That's all the swag she's made.
That's awesome.
So that'll be really fun. So that's on Thursday.
Okay.
And then the next Wednesday we're leaving for the baseball tour, which is going to be insane.
So this is probably going to be the only episode this month, more than likely. Yeah.
Yeah, because I obviously can't do it on the day of the release, and then then I won't be home another Thursday in this month. So but that's it. But
now
that's kind of been everything.
I wanted to ask real quick though.
Sure.
For those who want to get caught up on Alicia Books' other books, you can find them at Target. I know at least one of them, right?
Oh yeah. Let's see. So With Love from Cold World, which is her most recent book before this, is at Target. It's everywhere. And Barnes & Noble also has all honestly, a lot of bookstores you'd go to have a lot of her stuff. Her first book was Love in the Time of Serial Killers, which is a thing. And then that's interesting because that's about a girl who thinks her neighbor is a serial killer, and she's obsessed with serial killers because she's getting her PhD in true crime. And so she sees all the stuff he's doing, and she's like, oh, obviously a serial killer.
Right.
The second book is super Florida because With Love from Cold World is about a winter-themed snow globe kind of amusement park kind of thing in Florida. And it's like super old and kind of out of date, and it's like run by a family, and the main characters are two people that work there. That's a really funny book.
Yeah.
And then then there's baseball book, which is The Art of Catching Feelings, and it's really exciting.
I just love seeing it in Target when I go in there because I don't end up being in a lot of bookstores for just no reason at all. I just don't. But I'm in Target get to Barnes and often.
Target. It's there at Target. If I can't say that about Target, but Target's been involved in stuff with her, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting to hear her say, "Oh yeah, no, my agent and editor were talking to Target," and I'm like, "Talking to Target?
Like the dog, like the spot guy, about
stuff."
Yeah.
And
That's
Target's
just
like, yeah, we would like to do this, but what do you think? And you're like,
mhm.
Target?
Yeah.
What the hell? Um,
That's so cool.
and yeah, so man, I thought there was one more thing I was gonna say,
Mm.
but yeah, oh yeah, Barnes and Noble. I don't know if they still have them, but she did a exclusive Barnes and Noble exclusive edition of her second book, Cold World, that
Oh,
has a
okay.
little essay from her in the back, and
Oh,
it has an
that's
alternate
neat.
cover. It's a pink
Mm.
cover instead of a light blue cover. So,
Well, that's
if you're
cool.
looking to collect, you know what I mean.
Yeah, get them
But it's
all,
been really
everybody.
fun and stuff like that. I know that doing an event at Tropicana Field is going to be insane.
That's sick.
She's going to be
Yeah.
signing her. She's going to be signing books on the warning track, like
I
right
don't know
in
what
the
that is,
outfield.
but
Like,
I'm assuming that's
oh,
a
okay.
good
So
thing.
you look at a baseball diamond, and there's the outfield wall,
Okay.
and then right before the outfield wall, there's a strip of like clay.
Hmm.
It's grass, and then it turns into clay, like right
Right.
before the wall. That's
Right.
called the warning track. It's
Okay.
because when outfielders are tracking a ball and they're running back toward the wall, they feel the difference between the
Mm.
grass and the clay, and they know the wall's coming.
Okay.
So,
Okay, that makes
like,
sense.
and all those warning tracks are the same width, so
Mm.
they know I run this fast, which means if I'm feeling clay instead of grass, I've got this many more strides before I hit
Right.
the wall, and they don't even have to look back at the wall. They have
Right.
just look at the ball.
Mm.
So yeah, so she's gonna be signing on the warning track, which I'm like, what? That's
That's pretty cool.
insane. And stuff like that. Yeah. So anyway, really excited about that. She's worked so hard for it, and
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be insane. And I believe that is all I've got.
Well, that's legit.
It's just been insane. I told Eric off the show. I was like, I'm having an Eric week as far as busyness goes, and next week's
Yeah.
not going to be much easier. We're going to see Melanie Martinez Tuesday
Oh, that's
night
right.
with the kids.
Hmm.
That's going to be insane, and then of course Thursday's the book launch.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got so my wife is her shop is in the flower shop and or not the flower shop. She's the plant
Yeah.
shop.
She's the
The,
plant shop.
she's in the cat cafe and well
Look
they
at
wanted
me.
to do
I'm the
yeah,
plant shop
I'm the
now.
plant shop now.
That's what Shannon should say.
That's what Shayna
She
should
said
say.
that to anybody who
She
walks
should.
in.
But they wanted to do a market because my wife puts on markets a lot, and so they wanted to do a Alice in Wonderland one. So it was at Whiskers in Wonderland, and we're gonna have a pet parade. So I got all this stuff to plan for tomorrow. So I know a thing or two about being busy.
Tell me you have a band coming out that's going to be like Pets on Parade,
Right.
but like they don't ever do the verse. They just do the
No.
chorus of Bulls on Parade
Right.
for as long as the pet parade lasts. I mean,
Right.
they show
until
up
it's
like
over.
in like exercise gear. Like it's an endurance thing. They're like
Oh yeah, yeah.
doing warm ups, like and there's like Pets on Parade, wow 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 wow, Pets on
Mhm.
Parade.
That's too good. Well, speaking of things that are too good, we got some news. So
We do have a little bit of news.
yeah.
We have a little bit of news. We have not been doing a lot of news, but
No.
today was kind of an august occasion. And because the trailers are coming out for the Tales of the TMNT animation, the
Yeah.
animated series on Paramount Plus.
Yep.
So I've watched the trailer. I don't think Eric you have.
I did. I watched it in the
Oh,
little,
you did. You did.
break.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just information about it, and we'll kind of talk about it. And of course, like your emails and stuff and stuff in chat would be great. And stuff because we both really like Mutant Mayhem. I know we had some problems with it, like like anyone's gonna like be like, well, actually, about
Yeah.
like almost anything when you're a huge Turtles fan.
Yeah.
But by far, when it comes to the quality of Turtle movies that we've been getting, absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, it was great.
So this is all from IGN's article about the show.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna pick some of the best stuff
Okay.
out of this that has me really excited about
Yeah.
the show. So this show is gonna pick up right after Mutant Mayhem.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
the Turtles are, at the end of Mutant Mayhem, not huge spoiler if you haven't seen it, you probably shouldn't have seen it. At the end, they kind of get that permission and that thing to go to high school, right?
Yeah.
This literally picks up like high school, like day one. Like this is like them dealing with being out. This is a big deal in Mutant Mayhem as well, is that the Turtles and Splinters always protected them. So they're kind of like shut up in the sewer and they learn from him. Like he's kind of homeschooling them. And then at the end, he's like, you know what? Like, you need, because they had to save the city. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's a really good, it's a really well written movie. They had to save
It
the city,
is.
which means they got out there. So, cat's out of the bag. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Turtles out of the
Turtles
bag.
out of the
Like,
bag.
turtles out of the
Turtles out of the
bowl.
shell.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this picks up right where high school starts, which I said, I think if you hear a review, I think I said something like, if a sequel could pick up with high school, I would be so excited. And this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Also, the actors of all four turtles, so Nicholas Cantu, Brady Noon, Micah Abbey, and Shimon Brown Jr. are all back as their turtles, which in the trailer, automatically, we talked about how much we loved like Donnie's voice actor in particular and stuff like that. They're all back, which is just like so good.
And they sound great.
And I hate to mess her name up. Ayo Edoberi is coming back as April O'Neil, which is sick. So you've got complete transaction straight there. And this is from Point Grey Pictures, which is Seth Rogen's thing. So he's still involved.
Yeah. And this was said right when the movie came out, that it was already kind of greenlit, that they knew they were going to
that they were going to do it.
This isn't
we didn't know
thing.
Yeah, at the time we didn't really know like what shape it was going to take. Like it was like talked about it could be an animated series, talked about it could be a movie.
Yeah.
Like Rogan said somewhere like it's going to be a series, but then we had heard about a movie straight to Paramount and like whatever, but it's a show. And yeah, it is written by Chris Yost, who writes for The Mandalorian and Thor Ragnarok.
And he's written X-Men stuff.
And he's written X-Men stuff.
I think Evolution. I think he has his hand in Evolution. So,
yeah, and Alan Wan is directing, who did Blue Eye Samurai for Netflix. Okay. So, honestly, in the past, Wan also served as director of the Rise of the TMNT Turtles series and storyboard artist for the 2012 series.
Okay. So he's got a pedigree.
Alan Wan's got pedigree going back to 2012, which is super cool. I'm just super hype. Like that's kind of all we know right now. Yeah. But
the only other thing that I heard was that it's 12 episodes. Exciting. That's the only other thing that I heard.
That is a 12 episode
Paramount
season.
Plus. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's that all sounds fantastic, and you know, you like to have the through line from the movie to the thing. It's always terrible when they try to they change it because they have to, because they can't get people to come back for it or whatever. So that's really neat. From what I recall from the trailer I just watched about 45 minutes ago, the animation is a little bit more traditional. It's still got some of the jumpy style where it seems like it's skipping a little bit, but it's more hand drawn as opposed to like CGI, that blurred line between CGI and claymation that they kind of ran. And it looks really good, and it's got some of the Rise elements, which is fine, and the stuff that I liked from Rise, which was really cool. Everything looked fantastic in it from what I saw. One thing that was brought up was there's a character that says their name is Bishop, and I don't. They presumably they're female from just the sound of their voice.
From the trailer, from the
trailer, it seems like they might be gender swapping this character, because the character, or it might be a new character that's tied to this old character. Because Bishop triggered for me for some reason. I was like, there's another Turtles character that has Bishop as their name. And turns out, it was. I'm gonna see if I can try our new fancy thing that I rigged up before.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do this. Here we go.
New stuff.
Yeah. So now I've got my internet browser on the.
Let's go
on the old channel now. So this guy. Oh, I can't. That doesn't work the same way as that other thing. Anyway, whatever. So Bishop, Agent Bishop, was a character from the 2003 series.
Oh, we haven't gotten there yet.
He's he kind of looks like a mixture between Henry Peter Gyrick from X-Men and Agent Smith from the Matrix.
Getting a lot of big Agent Smith vibes.
Yeah, and so I was going to show the actual article from the Turtlepedia, but it slowed the computer down so much. But basically, Agent Bishop is a special agent of the United States government, head of the Earth Protection Force, and the antagonist and occasional ally of the Ninja Turtles. They were created for the 2003 series, and have shown up periodically throughout. And so from what I remember, yeah, it was people like this that this agency that knew of like the Utroms and things like that, and the other extraterrestrial stuff going on. They were the ones that were kind of like what in
What's like a
what's it called? Not IDW, but Image. How Image had the remember the graveyard, and they had all those agents there.
Yep.
I think there might be something where there. I don't quote me on that, but it's a very similar
Almost
vibe that
like
they're aware
like
of.
a Men in Black, but like
Yes.
kind of the authority, but human.
Yeah.
Shield, like all those things.
Yes.
Like
sort of like that.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of neat that they're doing a throwback or at least a callback to that. And so or presumably, I mean, I don't know, it might just be a coincidence that they share.
Really fast, John Clemens popped in the chat, and we obviously haven't read this far into IDW. He says Agent Bishop in IDW is straight up horrifying. So apparently they've already brought him back in IDW. So that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I don't know if I read that far or not, but it all kind of
I don't recall it. I don't recall.
But nevertheless, that's really cool. And from what the trailer says is that the Turtles are going to be like there's a scene with Leonardo and he's like talking about like how I've never had to do this without my brothers. And,
I was going to mention that. Yeah, they're separated or something.
Which reminds
that sounds
me,
like it's a plot element for this season.
And it also reminds me of the Micros, how the Micros were focused on the individual turtles as opposed to the team for the most part. And so that's pretty neat and an interesting kind of twist on that. And so I'm all about it. And
and I'll say this last thing. I knew I was cool with this when they named it Tales. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because Tales of the TMNT, as all of our Turtletarians know, has a strong history and a really just saying Tales is very important. And I give my full blessing to
me
this
too.
The Tales moniker because that is really cool. And I'm really excited about it. I'm ready to jump on this show. I think this has the potential to really relight the series, the property again, effectively. This could really do it.
I think it has a. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying we talked about Rise's unfortunate timing. It was so close to 2012 that people were kind of like, "What, another show?" Like, and like kind of wandered away. Toys from this line, like, let's go. Do you know what I mean? Like, and all the ways you can tie back into the movie. And then, I'm excited about the whole thing. I like I said, I think that Seth Rogen's take on the Turtles did not disappoint in the movie, and I think it's going to be really fun. Also having people with TMNT bona fides working on the project as well, outside of just the Seth Rogen like thing is really cool too.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the toys. I was wondering why this version of the characters toys are still out after the movie, and then it clicked that no, because they still have this thing coming out, so they're keeping it in the and so that's pretty neat. And those toys are pretty good. I don't actually have those Turtles figures. I need to probably get them, but I did like them. It was just you got them. Oh yeah.
Baby, I got him in the party way.
Oh snap. Oh, that's right. You got to. Oh,
I never get to watch this.
Oh snap. Live exclusive. Yeah, because you get that set, right? Oh yeah, that's sick. And look, do you have the dark skinned April or the light skinned? I can't see because it's
sorry, my mask is like doing awful stuff with this.
Yeah.
She's dark skinned. I remember at the time we talked about it, and I was kind of like, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't see that when I was looking for paint apps and stuff.
Like, you don't think they'll look for that.
Target.
Yeah.
Well, I know for a fact. I mean, I would put a lot on. None of the turtle sets, like the wagon sets at my Target, had a light-skinned April. I think I would have noticed a huge difference.
Yeah.
But we saw pictures. I want to say even maybe Jeremy DeWitt shared a picture to my memory.
I think so.
Of her several shades lighter. I mean, like not even like close.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that I got. I mean, the light skin might be actually like more collectible potentially because it's way off what it should be.
Right.
But I'm glad that my set has April as
accurate.
she appears in the movie.
Oh yeah.
And I got these boys, but I'll be honest, I like them together in their little box too much. I got mock going on, bro. I got like mock shock. Like I could take them out, and I think the figures are really cool.
Yeah, they are, but something
they're
about
really
having them in a
cool.
box.
Having them in that box,
There
you know what I
isn't a
mean?
peak-
Like
there's-
in
I
they're in the
totally know what you mean.
box.
Yeah,
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to not. That
Yeah.
sucks.
I've still
Screen replacement's not doing.
Oh yeah.
It.
Well,
Son of a bitch.
see, I've still got my what
Oh, yeah.
what are we calling these? The punk disguised turtles. That's right.
Yeah,
I still got them in the box, but that's just because I haven't made it to review them on my other YouTube channel. But yeah, you mentioned that, and then that's really cool. And I don't know, I'm excited about Tails, because I feel like what Tails did in the comics, especially in the first volume, was that it seemed to be a little bit darker, a little bit more adventurous in the sense of like what they could do. It felt like for a more mature audience.
Tails was kind of an IP factory too, man.
Yeah,
like Rat King, Leatherhead. These guys come out of Tails, dude. I mean, it's important.
That's where I was going to go with this. Is that that they could maybe do. If you didn't like the movie, because Noah in the chat, thanks for being with us on the go. Noah said that he's happy for everybody, that all the stuff that's going on with it, but it's not his turtles, and that's totally cool and legit, and that's totally fine. But
absolutely,
I can see where I can see that, because as I watching the movie, I didn't like a lot of the villain stuff that they did. I thought the turtle stuff was fantastic.
We talked about that. We talked about that. Some of the villain stuff was a little weird, and Leatherhead didn't get her due, and and hopefully maybe they come back in the show.
That's what I'm saying.
That
if you didn't care for the movie, that this might be able to do something to kind of like bring that middle ground together for you. And I don't know, but I think it looks great and fun, and I'm definitely gonna watch it. So
oh yeah,
it's up there,
100%. Well, especially God, things are so different than they were when it was on like Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
like because now it's all on Paramount Plus, and you can watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when 2012 came out, it was still a matter of like, do you have cable? Do you have
and what time does
Nickelodeon
it come
on demand? Oh, can you DVR that? Can you get your uncle on that? Like it was kind of like tough.
Yeah.
And then Rise came out kind of in the Paramount Plus era, but like we missed some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of Paramount Plus, really fast before we move on to our reviews, I just finished Star Trek Discovery, and it was fantastic.
You were saying that it was really good.
I finished it, but I finished it. This is the important part.
It is important.
I finished it.
Yeah.
And I still need to have a fight me chat with John Clemens. We were messaging a little bit about it.
Yeah.
I could tell John was a little maybe distracted. Like he was at work or something, or something was going on. Because he didn't really want to engage me that much when I said, how in the living fuck can you think Discovery is just okay? And I didn't say it like that. And he was advocating for Strange New Worlds, which I did start watching, and I really like it. But him and I are going to have to get together, and we might almost have to sell tickets. That's what we might do instead of an episode of Turtle Soup. Is him and I will get on Discord.
Okay.
And it'll be, you guys can come watch us debate Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, and this is true. Clemens has not seen the last season of Discovery.
Oh, okay.
So that's the other thing. Which, John, what do you like? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you got more important shit than watching the last season of Discovery. Anyway, but yeah, I just want to give a big shout out for that show because it's really good.
Legit. Well, yeah.
We ready to get going with the?
I think
thingies?
so. So yeah, in keeping with the toy conversation, we are now primed for the finale, and if I'm not mistaken, finale. This is the last bit of. I know last episode you thought we were done. I had to let you know that
all we're doing as we get to the end of the 90s is me going, and this is the last one, and you go, except for the two other ones, and I go, except but in some ways this is the last one, but there's two more. That's basically what it is.
That's pretty much
this should be it. Because
I did all my best research, and I think that this is it.
Trust and believe in love in TMNTtoys.com, and their wild amount of detail. When you get to 97 releases, the last 3 sections on the website are the 3 sections we're covering today, and then you get to right to 2002. So there you go.
Yeah.
everybody.
So yeah, I'm really excited about it, but I'm also kind of sad. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
we knew this was going to happen.
But
So
hey, more toys to come. You
more
know what I
toys to
mean? Like
come.
we're by far not out of the road, but I mean,
That
it is sad to see the last of the Playmates '90s run. That is
it is.
bittersweet.
But here we are. So let's see. Let me see if I can do this right. There we go.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, yeah. Get that monitor booted up. Let's go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so last bit of 97 toys. Yeah, these are going to be fun. So we're doing the Mutant Masters, the Dino Turtles, and the Stretch Turtles. So
Yes.
in that order,
In
I
that
believe.
order. Yes.
So yeah, so you want to start with Mutant Masters. I think I got Raphael up here. So
Ooh. So you want to describe them and I'll read, or what do you want to do?
yeah, let's do that. So
Okay.
so this looks pretty cool. It's very evocative of the anime, the Super Turtles, or whatever it was called, the OVA that they put out.
Yes. Yeah.
That was based on the manga and stuff. That was fantastic.
Absolutely.
And just
Absolutely.
so much fun. It's got a lot of those vibes to it, but it's mostly a gimmick, kind of like the I think there was an anime called Ronin Warriors or something like that, and it was very much like the clip-on armor stuff that you could do, and I think that's pretty much what this gimmick is too. But the box art has a picture of like what looks like Leonardo decked out in the armor with all the headdress thing and whatnot, but it's got the grimace, the left side grimace on it.
Yeah.
And that's just, I don't know, it's always interesting to see when certain pieces of Turtles art does that and pays homage to it. But yeah, these are the Mutant Masters, and so as you can see on the box, it's a clamshell. The Turtles look to be a little bit smaller because of the armor and the gimmick. They might be anywhere.
Like 5-inch.
Yeah, they're probably 5 inches, but they're not as thick as.
No.
Well, actually, I don't know. The shell, when you put the front and the back on, I think it might make it comparable to an average.
So
Turtles
that
figure
is
back
something
then.
that we're going to have to kind of talk about here too, is the fact that like this is for lack of a better word, a transforming turtle. Would that be
Right.
the best word for it?
Yeah, I think they actually say it down there at the bottom. Transforms into a mystical pyromaster, actually.
So effectively, what you get, well, I guess keep describing, I guess, but for the audio listeners, kind of like what's the before and after on these guys?
So the before, you just got your regular Ninja Turtle. They look a little bit different because they have to accommodate the action feature and the gimmick.
Yeah.
But you got your basic Raphael, except I guess his head pops down and it switches out or something, or it turns maybe.
Because it rotates out of the way,
yeah,
so that the Mutant Master head can come up.
Because right here on the box, you can see that looks like a regular just Raphael head sculpt, and then then you start moving him really fast apparently, and he transforms. You just shake him, and he gets all his armor off.
TMNT Toys has an image of him like with his shell on as Raph, and then right next to it a front and back of the Hero Turtle.
Oh, okay.
Like you can kind of really see a good comparison of the two, and you open the shell, and perfectly, that's great. Yeah, the head goes, the shell goes underneath, goes out. You rotate the right head in place and snap it back shut. And the big thing is, the reason it looks a little too bulky is the fact that he's got to wear a regular turtle shell over himself, so that when he takes it off, he has more of an anthropomorphic appearance to his buck.
Right.
The slim chest, the big pecs and stuff like that. And he's got kind of a shell, but it's like minimal, basically. So like any turtle with an action feature, right? I mean, he looks funny. The thing I'll remark on that I just kind of noticed about appearance, is the joints are. This is a different action figure than a turtle.
It is.
Like,
it is.
The joints are so alien to Playmates, like how they make turtle toys.
Oh yeah.
And you're the figure man, so go into it. But it is
Yeah.
very different.
What probably happened was that this might have been made by Takara or Bandai, and then Playmates licensed it. It could be that they had put this out in Japan, and then because it is very evocative of what was released out over there. And so they probably, that's probably why they did things differently. I mean, Playmates had some joints occasionally, especially with some of their gimmicky figures, so it's not outside the realm of it's outside the realm of what they normally do. But when it comes to the gimmicky stuff, they've dabbled in it before. But you're right, it does still just look really weird, especially those feet. Like those feet just look very strange.
The ankle, the feet sculpt is strange. The ankle sculpt or the ankle articulation is like, hello. Does his ankle move or what? His knees.
Yeah, it looks like his knees move as well.
His knees have like the classic joint where the joint is covered up by a plate at the knee.
Right.
Almost like he's wearing like he's supposed to be wearing knee protectors.
Right.
But then of course when he's not transformed, it's kind of like the legs are the same and you're like, oh, his knee cap does that, I guess. It ridges up like that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that really actually kind of gets me is the socketed shoulders.
Yeah.
Those boys are, now granted, I understand they probably moved. They look like they move so well on that ball joint. It looks like if you were to get that guy, you'd be like, oh, like these guys roll around forever. However, the clearance needed mechanically between the buck and the arm, the ball seems like it's too big.
Yeah.
And there's just gigantic gaps. Like it screams ball joint in the craziest way you probably could.
It does.
Like
now,
if you decided to.
The thing about that though is that you find this a lot on a lot of higher end Japanese figures that they're meant to be posed and not vanilla posed, like not like
there in the box, like just
right, like if you just like opened him up and just put him on a shelf without posing him, he would look like this that you're seeing on screen, and that looks like exactly everything you just described. However, like if you got them in a dynamic pose, that gap would probably close a little bit more and it would look a little bit more fluid. And at least that's my experience with
but what's funny about the box art, right, is like we're looking at the back of the US release. If I am in charge of releasing this toy, I'd be like, could you pose him in a way where all the cracks don't show? You could, and I feel like I could just move this toy and make it look this way. I feel like I just want to touch it. Just rotate those ball joint shoulders in.
Yeah.
Because you don't see the back. Like, who gives a shit? Like, the back has a bigger gap, but who cares?
Who cares?
The gap on the right shoulder, it seems like almost the photographer was like, oh, no, we want to show it off.
Right. We want to see this.
Between the buck and the legs at the groin area, once again, looks like it's a ball joint socket. And it's cut to definitely have those legs in more of almost like a sitting position or a kicking position. But when they're straight up and down, there's these huge gaps.
Oh, yeah.
And it just feels like if that's what we're doing, then pose him up cool. Like, and don't make him look like, yeah, dude, this toy's got gaps. Like, he'll be like ball socket joint shoulders because, man, don't he got them. You know what I mean?
He do have them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
His armor. And yes. Oh, yes. Please mention the accessories.
So the accessory,
goddamn wild.
Yeah, he's got two blazing blades. He's got shoulder guards, which just look like giant ruby, just gems. He's got a fire crown, which is legit.
Fire crown.
The pyro power pack, which we should probably mention that he is the pyro master, I believe is what
he is. The pyro master.
He's got shoulder guards, which look just like a ruby gem, and then fire rear shield and a fire chest shield, and it looks neat.
Now, lest you believe. Now, are you ready to? Can you pull up TMNT Toys really fast?
I can if you
on the big screen.
Yeah, give me a moment.
Okay, this is worth it. I'm not having you do it just for kicks. This is worth it
because I'll be pissed.
Yeah. Can you pull it up? Yeah, okay, that's good. Just switch off it now.
Right. Yeah, no, let me Fire Warrior Raphael is his name.
Get the TMNT Toys picture for Raphael Warrior, Fire Warrior.
Here we go.
Get that guy up there.
There we go.
All right. So scroll down to the picture of the accessories in hand that they have to document.
Okay.
I'm going to say this about these shits. This is proof of life, boys. They came like this. That stuff you see on the back of the box, oftentimes they paint it up all nice and they make it all,
Yeah.
oh, look how cool it is. And when you get the toy, the shit's like a color. It's like,
Right. It's just one
it's
color.
green, it's black. These accessories are top goddamn notch.
Yeah, they're
These are
pretty
the
good.
best accessories I have seen come with a turtle, bar none, ever.
Yeah.
It is so obvious that I'm going to say this, in my opinion, and you're the toy expert, so you tell me if I'm just talking shit.
Okay.
If you scroll down a little more
Okay.
to the box art, things. Here's the American release. Scroll down a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
They have a
Yeah.
Japanese release. My theory, first of all, Japanese release box is badass.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a box. It's not just on a J card. It is a box, and
Yep.
it's got Raph in the foreground instead of Leo.
Mm-hmm.
My theory is, you tell me if I'm wrong, bullshit like, these are blue. Accessories would not cut it in Japan.
Yeah, probably not. No.
Like, if you're going to sell me, like, these are supposed to be kind of, very almost like Gundam feeling, and we're going to be all like that, we got to make those accessories actually painted, actually look good, because they won't buy them if not.
Right. And the other thing though is that in Japan, red is like a very primary. It's a big cut. Like, I don't know how to say that properly, but it's like, so almost every Power Rangers team has the red ranger is the leader.
Yeah.
Because that's just Japan. And also Japan, red is Aka, if I'm not mistaken, which means red. And so they often refer to their children as my Duolingo is going out the window now. But yeah, they
it's
like,
Land of the Rising Sun. I mean, it's on their flag. I mean, like a big, huge red sun. I mean, that's
like,
part of it.
They like red a lot, so that could also be why they might have switched it. I'm not sure because I didn't look at the other Japanese releases if they switched them per turtle, but that could be why they didn't.
It wasn't. Yeah, no, that's really interesting insight. But I just think these accessories are hands down the very, very best that were ever put into a turtle toy, unless I'm wrong and you got to tell me.
Right.
So far in the journey, these accessories are worth the cost of admission.
There's a lot of good detail in them, yes, and
there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I just wanted to shout that out because it's one thing when you see a box and you see a box starting to go, yeah, but that was probably a 2-up that was painted really nice. But when you scroll up again, like go to the picture of the damn accessories that TMNT Toys just has in hand.
Right.
That's just the ones that they have out of box.
Yeah.
Those guys look fantastic.
They look pretty good. I just want to
give Playmates a lot of credit for 97.
Yeah.
Those look really nice. And so, I got to give them credit.
They do look really nice. The only thing is the ones in the middle that on the back of the box, they're red.
Yes,
that's the only, especially the flamed area on the sides,
yeah,
and then the flame crown. But other than that, everything else looks really good. Like that bronze kind of wash to it. Everything.
Yeah, it just seems
works.
like to me, it almost seems like an artistic choice. It doesn't seem like they were scared of color.
Mm-mm.
It just seems like for whatever reason. Now, if you scroll down to the Japanese release, it is in red.
It is in red, correct?
That's very interesting.
And that could explain why I'm looking at the one that the back of the box.
Very interesting.
That could be why you're seeing that.
Okay.
That on the back of the box is because it's based off of the Japanese version.
The Japanese art. Okay.
Yeah. But the and it could be a cost-effective thing too. That America was just like, yeah, no, we don't need to paint that. That's fine.
They don't need all that.
They don't need all that.
But they washed it. Because the lines on the side, the lines all around that armor, are washed. And damn it, if that doesn't do something, just gotta say, I think if you rewind over all of our toy reviews, I'm probably 80% dick jokes, and like innuendo, and then I'm like the other rest of the 20% is me just trashing Paint App, like on released figures versus the box art. Like I'm just like, you can't. You got a guy covered in seaweed. You can't paint the seaweed.
Right.
He's got sculpted detail. You just can't paint that.
No, it's just green.
Fuck it.
Okay.
Why'd you sculpt it? Like whatever. I feel like here at the very end, I gotta say,
Mm-hmm.
accessories, guys.
Yeah.
You knocked it out of the park, 110%. Love it.
Yeah, it's really neat. So I'm trying to think if there was no. It's all yeah. I was thinking if there was another gimmick like a weapon thing or something, but no. It looks like
Nope. I think you just switch out the shell,
you
do the
can
head around,
yeah. The swords
right?
can kind of combine into something, I think, but like that's pretty much it. I mean, it's all pretty much there. But yeah, it's just a neat little transforming figure, and yeah. So you want to read the little
Oh,
blurb?
okay, yeah.
I think it's all the same on each box, but we'll double check. But yeah, if you want to give it a go and sell it to me.
Yeah, I can absolutely do that. It does seem like it's the same on every box. Next figures we have up have like a little info card where everything they have a different description for the characters, but here they don't. Okay. And this got to be good because it might be the one you have to do for 4 figures, so I really got to put into it.
Right? Yeah, you got to.
A long time ago, before man or mutant walked the earth, the powers of wind, water, thunder, and fire. You forgot heart. You forgot heart. Reigned supreme over all things living. Following the dawn of man and mutant, these powers were forgotten on account of cooler things like video games and pizza. But not anymore. The turtles have tapped into the mysterious elements, capturing the very essence of power, and power is capitalized. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a proper noun.
Mm-hmm.
They have mastered nature, harnessing the forces of wind, fire, water, and thunder. Behold the almighty sewer soldiers of Earth, the towering mutant masters. Then it says, the transformation of supreme energy is now complete. These ultimate ancient mystic warriors command the raw forces of nature, capitalized nature, to defeat evil on its own ground. And to think, it all started from lightning striking a pepperoni.
Oh.
I was about to say that this feels so translated from Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not that it did a great job, but
Right,
just
right.
the way things are worded, doesn't it feel like somebody who really knew Japanese translated this into good English? But something about starting a whole nother line break with the transformation of supreme energy is now complete. That's a subtitle from any tokusatsu show you're watching in English.
Absolutely.
Like me and you back in the day watching that Kamen Rider.
Ranger. Yeah.
You know Zyuranger, anything. That'd just be a line. And then next it'd be Top Satan. You know what I mean? Like, so you'd be like, all right, I'm good.
Top Satan. I love Top Satan.
But they've mastered the powers of wind, water, thunder, and fire.
Yeah.
And that's it.
A
long time ago.
A long time ago. Well, let's move on to Leonardo. Why don't you describe him real quick?
Wind Warrior. So we've already covered the Fire Warrior.
Right. So we get the Wind
This is the
Warrior.
Wind Warrior, Leonardo. Your boy. The turtles each have on their shell kind of like a little flying, almost like it looks almost like a badge you would get for being a pilot, like a medal you put on on their shell. They have like a little logo. Like it has their letter, like a crest, yes.
Yeah.
But it looks like it has wings almost. It looks very like you get your pilot's wings. And it's got an L there. Honestly, this is same sculpt. The only difference is that the head for the turtle face, the untransformed turtle, is different. It is the correct left side scowl that's on the box art for the toys, which is really cool. And transformed, he has a different head sculpt again, but these are for Wind Warrior Leonardo, they're very similar between all of them. I don't even know fully if maybe just the paint colors affecting my opinion on if that's just the same head or not. But
it's a different head because the face I think it's different from what I can tell.
It's different. Okay. So we have two different heads.
The mouth at least is different.
Else.
I think
the mouth on
Raph was exposed, like you could see his teeth. Leo's
okay.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yep. Okay. So we're willing to say that both heads are unique to the character. However, arms, legs, buck, we're not looking any different. You do have the L L belt, kind of on both versions of him.
Mhm.
That does differentiate him a little bit sculpt wise from Raphael, but otherwise very similar. And his accessories, he has the Storm Crown, since it's a theme here, the Pulverized and Power Shield, the Wind Whip and Wings, the Forearm Armor, it's important, and
Mhm.
Super Storm Sword and Sheath. He has a sheath for that
He has a
sword.
sheath.
He's a
He's
sword
not.
guy.
Yeah, he's sword guy.
Although I will tell you that the Ultimate Wind sword in the sheath is pretty damned big compared to him. Like,
Yeah.
if you look at the kind of art on the back, like the Eric's showing right now, the sword itself looks like it goes up to about his shoulder. But when you have the sheath and everything, it is like
Yeah.
a head
It's-
taller than Leo.
Oh yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
once again, very, very tokusatsu, very like, yes, basically.
Oh yeah. And
And yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the Japanese box does match the corresponding figure. So they just didn't have one for all of them.
Oh,
or
cool.
one for they use it for. So this one on the Japanese would be Leo, as it was with Raph.
Yeah.
It was Raph. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Also, if we can talk a little bit about the back box art, how Gundam is that shit?
Of the Japanese or of
The Japanese, yeah, the Japanese.
oh yeah, the Japanese. Oh yeah.
Something about like the little grid with like on the right side with like the diagram of the transformed turtle. It's like so Gundam, it like almost hurts.
Oh yeah.
But I
reminds
love
me of
the box art.
It reminds me of old Transformers like G1 stuff. I'm sorry, I'm trying to zoom in on it.
Yes, like oh, it's on the grid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like right down here.
That might be due a little bit to the size of your browser window. You probably have it like made skinny because on the regular wide version, that picture is like double the size of the American release, so I could see everything really well.
Oh yeah,
unfortunately, but yeah, and for our audio listeners, the back is like obviously completely in Japanese. You've got images of all four turtles kind of transformed into their like mutant hero versions. And yeah, this very black and yellow white like Gundam like graph design on the side.
Yeah.
And it just looks like there's little steps to follow and shit on. It just feels like a Gundam kit.
Oh yeah.
Which once again, like fuck yeah. And also, if this is the case, thank you, Japan, for the accessories. Because you weren't going to buy nothing on the old weapons tree. You know what I'm saying? Like you need some actual accessories. And that's your boy. Sorry you don't have anything to read, Eric.
It's
your boy Leo.
But yeah, and his accessories look really good too. Like there's detail in them, and that's
in hand, bro. That's like the biggest thing about the TMNT toys. Like these in hand accessories. I mean, these have been probably in people's grubby hands since '97. Since the day we met. And you can see the detail, and the paint app was very careful, especially on the wind crown. I mean, like it's like good. I love it.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
It's not too far off from the back of the box, but yeah.
Yeah.
So there's Leonardo.
That's your boy.
Let's see.
Let's
move on to who we got here. Who's next? Let's do where's old Donnie? Let's do Donatello.
Water Warrior?
Actually, no. Let me do Michelangelo since there's nothing else to read. So
yeah, sure. Yeah, I was kind of a little bit like, oh, you're going to take Donnie?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't think about that until after I clicked on him. But so we got Michelangelo the Thunder Warrior, which I've been called that a few times. Now the first thing you might notice is the crest on the back of the shell down in the lower left-hand corner, and it sort of is the shape and color of the Devil's Lettuce, in my opinion. But at first glance, of course, like it's not actually that, but it's got some of the some hallmarks of some.
It does. It's definitely, when you look at it, when you put your good eyes on, it's crossed lightning bolts. But when you're backed way up, it does look like something Cypress Hill would wear.
The ganja.
Yeah.
So he I like it because they all seem to have their Playmates colors, how they're the different shades, which was
Playmates
always a cool thing.
Intact. Yes.
Yeah, and so he is the Thunder what is it? The Thunder Warrior. And me find the back of his box real quick. So yeah, he's got all kinds of neat stuff like the rest of them. Just same old armor.
Yeah.
He's got the scowl on the right side of his face, or the grimace, or whatever you want to call it. And one thing we haven't really been talking about is in the center of their chest they have this like gem.
Yeah, the
And it's
power
called,
up boy.
It's called the Boom Power
pack.
Pack here.
Boom Power
and
pack.
so yeah, and that's kind of neat. And that was one of those gimmicks that would get me as a kid. Like this reminds me of Battle Beast, the ones that had the marble inside of them. Oh goodness, 6 to midnight.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so yeah, he looks just like the rest of them. It's pretty much the same sculpt, except you just get the different armor pieces. And yeah, he looks really neat. The thunder bow and all the thunder and lightning
Yes.
accessories. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. And it's got a little spring thing that you can do with the armor, and you can put it in, and it's got some projectile stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, because he's got the bow, like the bow and arrow thing going on.
Yeah. So yeah, so there's Mikey.
Yeah, they did. It's funny. With Japan, they went real hard on the release. They went real hard in box with like the coloring of the accessories. In hand, out of America, the shoulder piece looks very good, but the rest is kind of just gold plastic. Looks washed, but not, so they kind of slouched on your boy Mikey Thunder Warrior a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of just I don't know, it could just be the color of the bronze, but I don't know.
It's just not like, it doesn't really trip the lights like all the other accessories have been like blowouts, and this is a little bit like, all right.
Yeah.
First of all, the sculpts are better than 9/10 of the Playmates accessories to start with, so you got good sculpts. But the paint app, if you go down to the I hated it, so you can see it. Yeah, on the Japanese release, they went there, like on the color.
They definitely colored them and everything. Yeah. So there's good old Mikey. So let's finish this one out with
let's do it with Donatello, Water Warrior. I like his little his back crest. It almost like little octopus arms.
Yeah,
and it has
I love that.
The D almost in what looks almost like a porthole or like a little ship's wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, it's very nautical, and I think that's really cool.
I think so too.
And that nautical theme kind of carries throughout the accessories, which I really appreciate. He does have the double grimace. And so there, that completes the set. And he does keep his Playmates color code as far as his body is concerned.
Right.
The accessories are, he has the water crown. So everyone's got a crown. He's got the water crown. And I'm not saying water crayon. I'm saying water crown.
There's a difference.
Person. The tsunami chest shield, which is so thematic and so cool.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
It just looks so good. The title back shield, wave surf and shoulder wings, and the hydro sword, which is kind of like an axe, but it's kind of wild. The in-hand American accessories are done in purple. All right, let's see. It's purple, gray plastic with metallic paint on certain elements, like the water crown itself.
Right.
Love that. The shade of purple they got for those accessories, I want to eat it.
Absolutely.
It's such a good color.
It's such a good color, and I love the back thing with the little water stuff that's coming out.
Yes,
that looks so freaking cool.
It's like water. It looks almost like ancient Japanese art water. Yeah, but also from a distance, definitely has a like octopus, like kind of sea creature, kind of like tentacles look. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
especially like on the chest piece itself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love the commitment to the water theme on Donnie.
Yeah.
His Japanese box art looks just cool as hell. And yeah, no, I mean, once again, same gimmick. Take off the shell, he gets thinner. Put on the mutant hero armor. There you go.
Right.
Accessories were great for this guy. And I think only Mikey really got kind of screwed on the paint app for America, because it seems like they went as hard in Japan as they went on Donnie's stuff in this box. So, but yeah, overall pretty cool. Like, my last thoughts, just really fast. If I'm a kid and I'm doing my thing, I pretty much have like zero interest in the untransformed turtle. Like, I feel like I own regular Playmates turtles that look better than him. Like
Right.
when he's got his like regular like untransformed shell on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in it to have the actual mutant hero with all the shit on. I
Oh
want the
yeah.
water crown. And I want them just like on the backs of the back of the Japanese art. I want the 4 of them like that, all
Yes.
geared out, every piece of armor on, holding their big ass weapons. That's a
Yeah.
cool set. I
It
gotta say,
is.
Mutant Masters is pretty cool. If you get past the like, why do they need to be untransformed? Like
Mm-hmm.
couldn't you have
Mm-hmm.
just put out
Just make
like
them with the
Mutant
transformed.
Master? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, because you wouldn't have to have the awkward head thing, and you'd just be like, no, just make them like that.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind of my final thoughts. But cool figures.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like them a lot. Well, moving on to something that I felt like we'd done this before, but I think we only touched on it with I think they did a different release with like Donatello or something that had the
Yeah,
dinosaur theme, which is and then they decided to be like, you know what, let's just make all of them that way.
yeah. Because some of these are not familiar to me, but Donnie is.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the same Donatello or not, but it's
No.
also I think there was a bat or some sort of dragon Donatello that had the wings and stuff. But we'll get to him in a second. But
Oh yeah, that might be what we're confusing it with. There was like a fantasy line
yeah, something like that.
that kind of had that going on. I thought.
Hmm.
Um, God, how
But
long ago was that? Like
yeah,
forever.
it was ages ago. Well, do you want to talk? Well, let's see. Yeah, okay. So these have the
Let me
different
see.
backs. So we
Yeah.
can read those.
Let me see. We're in Dino figures, and
Yeah,
I'll pick the first one, describe it, and you read it. We'll just
go for
switch
it.
places. Um, I'm I'm gonna give you Mikey,
Oh,
so you can
okay.
have your Mikey. Well, no, you want to describe him because that's your favorite turtle. Um, I'm gonna go with Raph. I'm gonna get a neutral option. We started with Raph last time. Let's go with Raph this time.
All right.
This is Stego Raph. So these accessories and this whole thing is just weird.
I love it.
It's like the dying kicks of Playmates knowing it's all down the drain. It's almost okay. So no, and I'm not saying I don't like this figure. It's just the
Yeah.
idea of Dino Turtles is literally like we're circling the drain because like people like dinosaurs, right? Like Jurassic
Hmm.
Park wasn't that long ago, and people are
Right.
still into that. And like also kids love dinosaurs, Dino Turtles, and you're like, I guess there's literally no reason to do this.
Yeah, no
Um,
reason.
so this is Stego Raph, and this okay. Okay. I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
It is cool. I'm trying to be on the new drink.
Hmm.
It is cool to see a different sculpt completely for a turtle.
Oh, absolutely.
You could do some stuff. So this Raph is big.
Hmm.
He is a chunky boy. You
He
can just
is.
look at that, look at that toy in on that card and say, if you grabbed him, he would have that. You know that Ben Grimm figure you have that's
Oh
like
yeah.
whole is damn near a statue. You're like Jesus. Like, yeah, that guy kill a man with that shit. And
Oh yeah.
it's no joke, right?
Yeah, it's the Marvel Select one.
That was a Marvel Select like pack in, right? Dude, wasn't he all his parts were packed in? Or did he
Oh,
they sell them individially?
I see what you're thinking. You're thinking he might have been a Build-A-Figure, which makes sense
A
that
build
he
figure.
could have been. No, he was just an all. This is just a solid figure because Marvel Select does like the bigger, like more like a 7-8 inch scale.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and yeah, this is just a solid figure, which they could have done
It's
a
also
Build-A-Figure.
solid plastic.
Yeah, this thing's heavy. Yeah,
Kill a
totally.
dude. I remember the first time you got him and I picked him up, I was like, that's like the heaviest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's huge. Now, obviously, Stegraph is not to that level, but you know if you grabbed him out of that box, he'd be a chunky kid.
He's a chunky dude. Yeah.
I like that. He's kind of bent over. He doesn't really want to stand straight up. He wants to stand slunched. And the
Right.
biggest thing is he has his shell is like a stegosaurus, has stegosaurus bone plates coming off it.
Right.
And he has a tail. Okay. So that front tail is large and in charge today because that thing is huge.
Oh yeah.
And he has an action feature, which is you press down on one of the stego bone plates
Mm-hmm.
and you activate a punch with both hands, both arms come up in like kind of a wild punching motion. You can almost see it on his shoulder joints that it's made for an action feature.
The amazing arm action is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
What I'll say about his looks, remarkably. Classic Raph paint app, think what you want. But they decided to blackwash the muscle lining.
Yeah.
Especially on the thighs.
On the thighs.
And it's an interesting choice. I can't see if they added as much wash to the biceps, but I think they did.
It looks like they tried to, but they not near as much.
Like the sculpt wasn't as deep maybe there, and they kind of couldn't get it done as much as the thighs.
Right.
The thighs are ultra black lined. The only thing I'll say about the paint app that kind of kills me is you didn't do the chest.
Yeah.
Where the lining would be the most important.
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
That makes him look kind of strange, to be 100.
It does.
But what I will say is I like the idea of a big buck for this guy because it feels like you could modify him into something badass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels like if we got those stego plates and that tail off of him, and we got that shell back to a turtle shell kind of thing, we blackwashed him entirely. Not blackwashed, but we panel lined him.
Yeah.
You could make some kind of like bizarro guest era Raph, like where Raph's like really big and scary as like kind of a one-off, and you could just play with this guy. It'd be pretty cool.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I love the big, like bulky chest and the abs on him. Like that calls to me.
Oh,
the Stegosaurus shell and the like, I can punch you if you press one of my plates. That's not so much, but I do like the sculpt of the buck and the body itself.
I agree. So when I do my reviews on my YouTube channel, Easy Opens, the one of the things I talk about is like the heft of a figure, and he looks like he definitely has some heft to him, and there's something about that kind of makes you feel like, I don't know, like there's something real or substantial there when it has weight to it, and yeah,
absolutely.
I think the most egregious thing is the belt. His belt is just like so foamed in. Like, I'm gonna go back to
the R on there is like that. Yeah. That was the first kid to try it. Here's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like they were like, hey, welcome to the factory, pal.
Right.
Also, I understand that you got to have the knee pads and the especially the bandana, because we got to know it's Raph. Could we just not have the belt? He's a Stego man. He's a Stegosaurus. He's got why is he wearing a belt?
Why does he need that belt? What's he holding up?
To keep his what in?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like just let the belt ride.
Yeah, I guess they just needed to, I don't know, keep it with that, or else it's not the same turtles.
Yep.
So yeah, your boy comes with a couple things.
Some arcane shit, actually.
Yeah,
like everything he has with him looks like you got that out of like a witch's hut.
Oh. That's true. It totally does. It totally does.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be surprised to find that in my kitchen.
No, boil, toil, and trouble if there was Shannon. Like, she probably has this stuff. Like, I'll be honest. Like, she'd
be like, oh, Stego Raph. Like, yeah. We all know about that.
She's like, Dino Fire Stick? I used to own one of those, but I don't know where it is.
Yeah. So Stego Raph, the real amazing arm action turtle, he comes with 2 Dragon Claw size. Let me zoom in a little bit more on this. 2 Dragon Claw size. Club 'em, claw 'em, slice 'em up. Those Neanderthal foot soldiers with the ultimate hand weapons. Yeah, kind of butchered that, but you get the idea. Also, you can visit Playmates on the World Wide Web.
Whoa.
Always forget about that logo.
I'm surprised that bitch don't say HTTP,
Oh, yeah. That's true, yeah. So Stego, he comes with a Stego club. This is one club you don't want to know personally. And then Dino Fire Stick. This ain't one of your grandpa's kitchen matches. So, okay. So, let's see here. so here we go. We got
Tell it to me.
I think I've got it on here. Whoop, moving up here. So this is neat. On the back of the box, it's carved into like stone, like rock, which is just great. Like I love the attention to detail on the box art. That's just in keeping with the theme. It's fantastic. So here we go. Run for your lives. The DNA of the most terrifying beast to walk the earth is in the hands of Shredder. With raging world-crushing insanity, Shredder splices the DNA from a T-Rex into his own genetic code, creating an unstoppable mutation, Tyranno Shredder. The Turtles have no choice but to mutate into dinosaurs themselves. Together, they combine their primal power for a prehistoric battle to end all battles. Only the strong will survive, and only the fittest will witness the dawn of pepperoni. Again with the pepperoni. Jeez.
Yeah, what's up with the clinching line at the very end being pepperoni?
Just pepperoni. Goodness. But yeah. Oh, Shredder did some drugs. We need to do some too. That's what that sounded like.
No, I mean, yeah. If Shredder told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? I mean,
the Turtles were like,
that's
yes.
kind of what I'm asking. Like, no, I would. I mean, I'd be forced to jump off the bridge too. I mean, no, it's true. It's like, it sounds like Shredder really like maybe could have forever altered his DNA to be a dinosaur, and the Turtles like, we have to do it too.
We have to do it too. Like, exactly. Yeah, it's.
I'm a little bit like, well, if you transformed your DNA, why wouldn't you just make yourself really big,
right?
And then capture. Why do you got to be like also a dinosaur?
I mean, it looks cool, which we'll see later.
It does.
There's a figure of him. But
it does.
Yeah. So that's Raph. So let's go ahead and do. I'm moving the screen around. Let me find him. Let's do Leonardo. So and it appears, unfortunately, that there is no individual flavor text for these fellers, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we got ankle. I think it's just ankle. Yeah. Because it's Ankylosaurus, I think, is the thing. I know the dinosaur it's in reference to, but
I think they were trying to go for Anklio.
Oh,
you know what I mean? They're like doing that.
Yeah, I didn't even get that. Okay, that's great. So, with real carnivorous claw chopping action, we got your boy Leo here, and
he does that.
Yeah, he's pretty neat. He's got the weird letter on the belt that's just kind of thrown in there.
Yeah, it's just there.
And he's posed in a way that's not so dynamic.
Like
it's more dynamic, but it's not as impressive as Raphael was. This looks a little. It just looks unfortunately posed.
Well, if you see him on standing on TMNT toys, he does look better. That's just an awkward angle because he wants, just like the other guy, just like Raph, he wants to slope forward like a lot to be like kind of intimidating, kind of like a dinosaur does, but sitting on his own 2 feet, it looks a little better. See?
Yeah, he looks slightly better. Yeah, I get that.
A little better, but oh my god, that right arm just ain't right.
It's too right.
It looks like
it
looks like he's like giving a brother a hand, in a different way.
Oh my lord!
Do you know what I mean?
That's that carnivorous claw. Claw chop.
That's that carnivorous claw. Looks like he's at the ski slopes. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, carnivorous is a meat eater, so the pepperoni again. Here we go. Sorry, I didn't realize you were drinking.
Damn near got one out of me. Damn near got a spit take out of me. That was pretty good. I didn't see that coming.
Yes.
I hate the arm angle. It just doesn't look right. If you're over the age of 13, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's
put it that way.
It's a little weird, but he's got. What's even weirder is that they made them look like it looks like their muscles are exposed. Like when you see like a muscle, like at least in a drawing, like it has all the lines, like it's stretched.
There's all the the cords of it. Or
yes,
that's what it's very like. Yeah, it does.
It looks like he rested. It looks like his mattress was made of corduroy, and he just like slept on that. You know what I mean? And like they're making more than headlines now.
You heard about corduroy pillows, right?
Yeah, they're making headlines.
They're making headlines.
So good.
One of my favorite dad jokes.
Oh yeah, it's excellent. But yeah, Leo, the way it is with his head, it's like it looks like he's got like a crown. coming out of it.
Yeah.
With all these horns. It's very weird. It's a neat looking sculpt and stuff, but just it doesn't have the same effect that Raphael did. Plus, his teeth just look very bizarre. Like
also the shell. Yes, the teeth are strange. I don't know what
sharp.
he's doing.
I guess they're trying to go for the that look right here.
Yeah, that look. Yeah,
and it doesn't quite resonate,
a little
but
be desired. Also, I just gotta say, like, sculpting the shell with that little amount of detail in that like weird like teal blue kind of like plastic doesn't do it favors.
It doesn't do it. No, it doesn't get it.
It looks like something you find on the floor and just walk away.
Oh
yeah, you know, you're walking down the street and you see that on the ground and it's kind of wet looking. You're like,
you're not touching.
You just walk.
Oh yeah,
you don't even know what that is.
Yeah, you don't want to know what that is. And
no, you don't want.
Yeah, so
you can go ahead and read the accessories for me because I don't have the image up where I can actually zoom in that far. So
okay,
you can do it for
I'm
me.
just trying to find
opening it.
I'm just trying to find my image of him. Do I not have it now? I thought I did. Let me see. I gotta find this thing. I went through and I got all the images, but then it inevitably you think you got everything. There's Shredder. There's Mike. There's Raph. Okay. Well, oh, there he is up there at the top. Duh. So yeah, so oh, I'm not showing the right screen. Let me fade over there. There we go. So yeah, you got your boy Leo right here, and so press the anti-shredder bony button on Leo's back. What? The anti-shredder bony button. Unleash Ankle Leo's carnivorous claw chop in action. Chop Shredder into genetically mutilated mess. And yeah, you could do. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna let that be. So he comes with the flat bone katana. Sends enemies crawling back to their mamas. The overhand obsidian tipped spear really rocked the battle with the genuine stone forged javelin. And then the ankle clubbing Tyranno Shredder with this bashin prehistoric billy club is not only effective, it's fun. And yeah. Yeah, they just look like they've been chewed on. Like that's pretty much the look of these accessories. So
that's kind of how they're made, frankly.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I wasn't around back then in prehistoric times. Back when the internet, you needed to advertise your website, the World Wide Web. Yeah. But so there's Leo. So now let's move on to
let's go to Don.
We got Don.
You guys save Shredder for last. I mean, that's just like part of it.
I think we still got to do Mikey and then Shredder, and I think we're done.
We didn't do Mikey?
I don't think we did. Did we do Mikey?
Oh, I clicked on him.
Because I think we clicked on him and then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you just want to do Don, and then we'll move on to Mikey.
Yes.
And Shredder.
And then just because I know you always ask, which is fine. I'm just bringing it up. $4.99. That looks like it might have been a KB Toys.
That looks like KB Toys.
But $4.99, dude. This is
$4.99. Are you out of your mind? It's a chunky turtle for $4.99.
$5 gets you this. That's not bad.
Donnie's kind of the coolest so far.
I agree.
He's kind of the coolest so far. I mean, just because he's Pterodon. You know what I mean? He gets these huge sculpted pterodactyl wings that are hinged. Like, he gets that. And no one else gets that.
No one else gets that.
Because he's Pterodon. And I'm like, well, that's value.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, check that out. That's so awesome.
Badass.
Oh yeah, no, that I wish they would have just made them all this way. I would, and even if
they
were the same sculpt, I probably would have bought them all because those.
Yeah, or like you could easily just like sculpt some different wings that all slot into that same hinge, and do something cool like that, dude. This guy looks like a gargoyle. Like, bro, this is like Donnie and Gargoyles like cosplay.
It does.
I'm all about like this.
Yeah,
I love it. You could do easily. I know you weren't modding this in 1997. Easily do a Dark Knight Leo or Dark Knight Dawn out of this. Easy.
Oh yeah.
Because those wings, if they were reshaped a little bit, look like some portable wings that Batman would wear.
Oh sure.
Paint them black. and we're off to the races. You know what I'm saying? Same chunky, body and stuff as the other guys. Same kind of, super weird. Like I've got no skin muscles, like going on.
Way more like Leonardo, or excuse me, Raphael. His stance and everything. Yeah, it's a lot more of that, which I wish Leo would have been too.
I know they messed up with Leo
that figure. Yeah.
When Leo's arm is up, it looks like he's throwing a football, which is kind of interesting. When it's down, it looks like he's on the ski slope. And so it's really just kind of like whatever you're doing.
Pick your poison.
The other thing about Don is he has a tail, like a twisty tail that comes off.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Like, I don't know. The only thing I don't love about Don is he's kind of got a little bit of like the
old dickhead
dragon lord. Hair with a bun.
That's a lot better.
I don't know what is coming off the back of his head. It looks like hair. They've at least painted it as hair.
Really?
Like if you look at the box, how he's packaged in the box, his head's turned.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like they colored it black like hair.
I don't know if they colored it, but okay. Maybe I don't know.
Oh,
there's some
that's
shadow
so funny. On
there.
TMNT Toys, like it really looks different. Like it really looks like it's colored in, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's a shadow. Either way, he's got the classic pterodactyl little like back of the head situation.
Yeah.
That looks somewhat phallic. Also, your boy got metal teeth.
It
looks like in this angle that they're painted metallic.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. And and I love this part. His beak, literally, of the turtle's face is down like a beak of a pterodactyl. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
Like
they
went so far with the head sculpt on him and the sculpt in general. And like, if you're picking one up, it's got to be Donnie. I don't see how it's not Donnie. He's the coolest one.
I think so.
He's got his accessories, which Eric's gonna read for you because I can't get the photos. I'm too lazy. You press the bony button.
Dude, look at the back of look what I'm showing on the screen. They did a wash.
Dry brush those shits.
Dry brush.
Is that a wash or dry? That looks like
I think it's
brush.
I think it's both. I think they did
both.
A wash. And then they dry brushed over that. That looks insanely
that makes it look
good.
All like leathery fabric. Like that makes it look like a pterodactyl's wings.
This figure looks insane. Yeah.
Look at his head, dude.
Yeah.
The freaking beak. That mean mug.
Yeah.
That guy's dangerous as fuck. I love that. No, okay. And once again, like, see, okay. So when I was a kid, I'm sure you're the same way.
Yeah.
These kind of toys got my imagination going. Yeah. I would see them in the store, and I'd immediately be like, "Oh no, dude, that's like villain Donnie."
Right.
That's like right there. That's like something happened with Donnie. And I'm already kind of creating the role play in my head that I would play with the toys later. I'm going like, "Oh yeah, no, like Donnie got like transformed by some evil stone or something, and now he's like a villain on his own, and he kicks Shredder's ass. Then he's in charge. That dude looks like he'd be hard as hell to kill. He just looks so brutal, doesn't he?
He does.
They even dry brush the body.
Yeah.
Like, look at his skin.
Yeah.
And look how those muscles, the muscles on the legs are picked up with that dry brush.
Oh yeah.
Gee, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like that back of the box looks so good. You press his bony button or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And Donnie's on Donnie's Dino back, and he's punching people.
Yeah.
He's punching you, mean mugging you with that grill. He's got that like metal grill, bro.
And you just press the bony button, and it unleashes Pteranodon's terror punching action. Does that count for alliteration? I don't know. It probably should.
No, if you're gonna spell it with a P in front of terror, I mean that's but I give him credit.
So at work when the judge calls a case, he'll throw us for a loop, and he'll be like, "Yeah, P is in pterodactyl," and that gets me every time.
Oh, that's good.
Gets me every time.
That's class. That's taste and class.
So
you get to knock Tyranno Shredder back to the Ice Age.
To the Ice Age, exactly. So Don comes with the Dino horned knuckle duster. I think your dad probably owns one of those.
Absolutely.
punch out evil with white knuckled horn piercing action. Jeez.
Well, yeah, his knuckles are white because they were dry brushed and they look awesome.
They were dry. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He also comes with the jawbone hatchet. Take a whack at dinner. or a Tyranno Shredder. This hatchet is just that versatile.
That versatile.
And then the Pteranodon floats like a butterfly and stings like a bow. a rock hard Tyranno bow, that is. Yeah. So
and he's rock hard.
And he's rock
Come
hard.
on now.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Mikey had better also be a lighter. Like Mike, to stand up to this, Mikey had also better make sparks and also be a lighter and also get your dad to come back from the store he never came back from.
Oh,
that's literally what that's what Mikey's got to do.
All right. So here is Mikey with real bone bruising bicep chop. And
no, she didn't do it.
Yeah, sorry. He didn't do it. I'm sorry. Sorry. I didn't want to spoil it for you.
He looks like a nun that just got covered in orange for some reason.
He does.
Oh, he's like, those kids, they keep playing tricks. They keep putting the orange paint on the top of the rectory.
Yeah.
Sister Maria, just deal. That's what I'd say if I was if I was the dude. If I was
the priest, father, whatever,
the reverend or whatever.
Sure.
I'd be like, say 10, get the fuck out of here, and whatever. No, that's really dark. That's really mean to Catholics.
So Playmates was mean to Leo and Mike in this one. So this is just not good. This looks terrible.
They did him so
in the
dirty.
Same line where you have that that awesome Donatello figure, and then the who was the other one we liked? We liked Raphael. Raphael was okay. Raphael was fine. You just phone in Mikey and Leo, and it's just it just does not look good. On TMNTtoys.com, you get a better look at it, but it's not much.
In all of its awful glory. I'm just gonna say this. Sometimes we eat things, we forget the combo of it. We don't know exactly what it achieved. You might have gone to some weird Mexican restaurant for lunch, but gotten something normally that you like, and then for dinner, you had pizza like normal. And then Eric, cover your ears.
Oh geez.
And then you get up from the toilet the next morning and you look down and that's Mikey's shell and you have no idea why it's that color, why it looks like that, and you probably will never have that happen again.
Yeah.
And then you go back as you're thinking, you're like, I went to that new Mexican, but it was just rice and beans and a quesadilla. How could, but then I had pizza, but I've had the pizza a million times. What happened to my body? That's what this shell looks like. It is so featureless.
Mm-hmm.
And the color is awful. It is an awful color.
And Mikey's face.
It's your description. I had to weigh in on
no.
That's one of those you puzzle over for a couple days afterwards. You're like, so did I drink something strange? Was that it?
So Mikey's face looks like he drank something strange. He get that flavor fake.
No,
out.
Dude, he looks so bad.
It's not good. And I want to give it to him that they're trying to make him look sort of Neanderthal-ish to combine with the dinosaur theme, I guess.
And the Triceraton thing. He is the boy that graces the J card.
That's true.
If you look at the art on the J card, they're trying to do that.
Right. And now whereas
then it's plastic and looks like
this looks fantastic as an artist, as a drawing. Yes, that looks fantastic. But it does not this does not get it. Hold on. I'm gonna do a fade to that.
Yeah, that
doesn't get it.
That's called too much of a good thing.
He's got too much of a good thing,
He's got too much of a good thing right now.
You know.
I don't know what it is.
Now I will say something.
He looks almost apologetic. He looks almost like, hey man, don't hurt me. Doesn't he?
He kind of does.
He looks like he's sad.
He definitely has
looks
a sadness.
Strange.
I think the sadness comes from his eyes and how close they are together. I think there's something there.
Maybe in profile he looks different, but Jesus, from head on.
Yeah, no, there's something in the face that makes him look a little sad. Now I will say on the back of the box though, it does get a little better. His shell was supposed to have some lines in it.
Oh my
some brown
god, that
stripes.
changes like a
Looks
ton.
so much better.
Oh
So
my god, that changes so much.
yeah, and
Why would
it's
you not?
yeah.
I
I don't know. I don't get it. But yeah, you press the bony button on Mike's buffo back. That's
oh
weird. And unleash Tricera Mike's bone bruise and bicep chop. Chop, chop, chop. That evil shredder to prehistoric bits, bits, bits. So yeah. And he's got like a extra claw that like I don't understand why he's got like a like one of almost as if he's like Vega from Street Fighter, where he's got like the Wolverine claws
thank
just
you
on
for
one
the
hand.
one.
Yeah, but just the one.
I don't know why, and I also don't know why it's colored the same as his like bandana, so it makes it look like just another bandana that's
Because it's
got
coming out of his
loose
wrist
ends.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like his like wrist strap is like loose and flowing over his hand. Like I don't believe that could stab anyone.
No. I don't.
Do you
I
know
don't
what I mean?
think
It
so.
doesn't
I do.
look right. Like what's
It
even supposed to be
doesn't.
made of?
I
Like
have
bone?
no
It
idea.
looks nothing like that.
It doesn't. So
If they would have painted that metallic,
that'd have been
like metallic, like that would have been different. I'd be like, oh
right,
shit, like
but
or bronze,
it
like
had
or
to be
Bronze
more.
Age, like oh I got
That's
that
what I'm
thing,
saying.
like that'd be like,
Yeah. Well, he comes with the Tricera Club, dudes. This ain't no country club. The saber tooth sword. In the battle with this, in the battle with one thrust.
Yep.
Tricera
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Tricera nunchucks. This weapon will numb Tyrannos. This weapon will numb Tyranno Shredder's chucks permanently.
Two of the three of these look like toys for the bedroom.
That's true.
With that.
All three of them do.
Especially the color.
If you're adventurous.
No, exactly. If you're the Nine Inch Nails listening type.
That's true.
I don't know why.
I don't know why you threw Nine Inch Nails.
Like the saber-tooth sword. That's if you're into Nine Inch Nails. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be into like you got to be listening to like March of the Pigs to use that. But besides that,
like
put on the broken EP on loop, and that's when you can use the saber-tooth truncheon or whatever it's called. The club. The
Tyranno
sword.
or the saber-tooth sword. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. You ready for probably one of the better ones of? Well, I don't know. That's going to be debatable. So here we go.
It's hard because Donnie just like showed up and just like stunted on everybody. Like just stunted, just like showed up in furs and was just like, oh, wait a minute. Actually, okay. So let's get into this. So Tyranno Shredder, they've been talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
So Tyranno Shredder, yeah. They kind of like honestly were like he's an actual dinosaur. Wearing shredder shit.
It's like the reverse.
You know what I mean? Like they definitely were like, well, you know, he's gonna vaguely have shredder stuff on, but this is actually our take on a kind of an anthropomorphic dinosaur man. Yeah. Like, and in some ways, he looks better than half the turtles do, frankly.
Yes.
Got a big jaw. Let's just start with that. Now that's his action feature. So if you press his back, like where his spine is, there's a button and it makes the jaw open. From the front, he looks a little bit like the critters from Critters.
Okay, I could see that.
Doesn't he?
I think Raphael saw that too in the first movie, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I know a thing.
Did you see that whole thing? I think you might have seen the same thing where they're basically like, you know, that feeling when you watch TMNT 1 until Raph goes into Critters, then watch Critters, then continue the movie when he's done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's sick.
Yeah.
He looks kind of like a critter. I don't love a lot of the sculpt. I do like the sideways Federation badge logo for his belt. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, is he gonna beam up with that shit or something? And then, this is what Mikey should have had. Honestly, he does have his like classic dual shredder claws that are painted in metallic silver.
Mm-hmm.
But then he has Shredder's like helmet, but it only like fits on the back because like he's critter face and he can't like fit it anymore. And that makes him look weird. And then when you look at him you say, is this Shredder or just a toy from another toy line?
Yeah,
These are just my opinions. If you dig him, tell me why. I would say he's mid.
so the weirdest thing about him, besides his face, so I think he's one of those characters that look better on a side profile kind of angle.
Yeah,
Because
like,
on like this is not doing any good. And I'll show the
No.
side profile in a second for the
look.
back of the box. But the most egregious thing I think is the feet. Look at how like weird these are. Hold on, let's see if I can get in there. Look at that. That's just gray human feet. Like that's so weird looking to me.
No, it is. It's when Ryu like
Like why? Why couldn't they just make him have dinosaur feet? Like that's
I know it's
way better.
It's when like saving money on sculpt goes wrong a
Yeah,
little bit,
yeah.
where it's like, yeah, let's give him a big foot. Oh shit!
Yeah.
I don't know why he has regular feet.
I don't like it.
It doesn't look right. Isn't it funny how like so if you look at like his chest, right? He's got a human's pecs, a human's abs, a human's biceps. He's very anthropomorphic. He's got the thigh muscles that are like a human's thigh muscles. It's not like this guy is like the least T-Rex looking guy ever. But when you give him regular ass toes, all of a sudden you're like, oh no, that's too far.
Yeah.
Like that looks weird, right?
Yeah,
like
that's the uncanny valley for me. That's too much.
But it does. It does.
How do they look from the back?
Gray feet.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fine.
No, I don't love. I mean, love to the wash attempt on the tail.
Yeah. Now there's tons of detail on this sculpt, like
that's
which
what
is
I'm
awesome.
saying.
But like,
there's a lot. Like the tail has some of the most detail on it, and what you can see in the picture. Thank you for the attempt of the wash. It's not very deep or dark, but it's there.
It's there.
He also, I just don't love the texture of his skin.
Yeah.
He's got little bumps, and it looks like he's breaking out in a rash.
Yeah.
Right? Like, especially the chest. The chest, I go like, that's some chest acne. You need to like take care of that.
Yeah.
Like you're not showering enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's my first. I'm like, bro.
And
like
then
that back knee. You know, your boy.
Eric
yeah. In fear of that back knee.
Oh,
That was that one up. I can't remember what it was.
We
were
had
hanging
two
out.
straws or something.
Oh, got it. Yeah, we had 2 straws, and I just absent-mindedly. No, the straws are in their wrapper still.
Yes.
I'm holding them.
Right.
I just absent-mindedly like reached back and kind of scratched my back with one of them over the shirt. I didn't go under the shirt, and it was very brief. It was like reached back, and I was just talking to Eric. I don't even know if I actually scratched my back. I think it was just like an automatic thing.
Yeah.
And I did that. And I went, and Eric goes like, well, I'm not using that one. And I'm like, well, it's over my shirt, and like, and it's also still in paper. And Eric's like, nah, man. I mean, I don't know. And it exposed this whole thing with Eric, where at the time he was ultra afraid of back knee. It actually, we wound up getting on the therapist couch about it. We talked about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Eric said, literally, he will not touch anyone's back because he's worried he's going to pop back knee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at the time I was kind of like, oh no. And we were laughing. And I said, yeah, I guess I didn't even think I was scratching like even over my shirt, scratching my back with that straw. I didn't even think I was doing that. Like, so, and that is weird. So I kind of admitted, like, at first I gave him a hard time. I was like, the fuck, dude? Like, I just went over my shirt. Like, you can use this straw. And I was like, but then I was like, no, that's weird. But the fact that he goes, yeah, that's why I don't like slap anyone on the back, man. Like I don't do like any like shoulder rubs at work. I don't do anything because I'm worried I'm gonna just pop some back knee. And I was like, that is such a strange, specific fear.
See,
like
I don't know if I was
there's
joking
a ton of
fully
reasons.
or if I was entirely serious or if there was a little bit of both. I don't know anymore. But that's like, definitely what was said. Yes,
it's pretty funny because I was at the time I remember saying there's a lot of reasons to not touch someone.
Yeah.
Just don't touch them. Like,
just
fine.
don't touch them.
Like, but the fact that like the way you said it, it might have just been humorous, but I mean, at the time you had a lot of weird quirks. So I was kind of ready for this to be another one. The way you said like it's back knee, almost like if back knee didn't exist, like I'd probably be more like touchy with people, like you know what I mean, with my friends. Like I would get him around the shoulder.
Right.
I would like give him a little back rub when I walk up. I do that kind of stuff. If not for the back knee.
Right, that's the thing.
Now I can't touch anybody's back. Yeah, and I'm like, that's
it happened one time, and that turned me off. Yeah, I can't do it. Well, speaking about backs, the back of this card, shows Shredder from the profile, and he looks a lot better. Oh,
Looks better.
It
better.
definitely works a lot better when you could see like what they meant instead of just a whole bunch of teeth. And he looks cool. But you press the bony button on Shredder's genetically mutated back and unleash Tyranno Shredder's flesh-ripping jaw action. Jesus. Good. It's diced Dino Turtles for lunch.
Oh.
So, let's see here. My image is a little blurry, but I'll see if I can read these. This is he comes with the Mesozoic
mace.
This maniacal turtle nightmare on a chain. Then he comes with the Tyranno axe. Give the Dino Turtles the axe with this wicked whacking weapon. And then the spine spear. Chuck this skewer for turtle. What does that say? Yeah, turtles a la shish kebab. That's what it is. Yeah, chuck this skewer for turtles a la shish kebab. So
you know what the spine spear is?
I don't.
What is that? What does that thing remind you of?
A T-Rex. Oh, it reminds me of the claw thing.
It's the clicky. It's the clicky boy that had the dinosaur head, and you had the little handle, and you're like, people. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Yeah. In my head canon, he uses it for that purpose.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no.
The spear at the bottom, like, didn't worry about it. Like, he's just like, click, click. He's like making it talk for him. He's like, I'm Shredder, and I'm here to kill you. Yeah. Dude, that's weird, dude.
That's so good. That's so good.
You know how you broke those little clicky boys, those little try to bite something.
Oh yeah.
Like every time because it was just operated by rubber bands. Every time I broke it was when I was like, I'm gonna get Shane's finger, and he's like, no, don't get me. And I was like, gang, 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 crack, and I'm like, well,
yep,
there went the boy.
He's done. Yep.
That's it.
And then you can't get another one because you broke it, so you already shown that you're not responsible enough to have that kind of weapon.
By the way,
so
like you could only ever get those weird ass places. Like, that wasn't like you go to Toys R Us and they have that. It was always like the fair,
right?
Or oh my god, what's that place? What's that fucking place? It was in Brandon, but they tore it down and put a hotel there, and it had the go-karts and you ripped your shirt at one Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix. Yeah.
The Grand Prix or Celebration Station. That was the name of the one that was in Brandon.
Yeah.
That's where you get those clicky kids.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get those in the regular toy store. It was like, I got this clicky guy.
You can't pay for those. You get those with tickets. That's what you get.
You get those with tickets, and you're like, click, 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 and then click, break, and you're like, God damn. It's going to be like another year before I get another chance at one of these.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Are you ready to wrap it up?
I am. So we're going
to
move on to the stretchable turtles. So I guess let's start with Michelangelo. So let me find his picture real quick. Where is he at? So if you're unfamiliar with 90s toys, Stretch Armstrong was a thing, and it got really big at one point. And it was pretty much, I think he had his own cartoon and all this stuff. And it's basically just like this rubbery thing that you could stretch, and it would go back to its original shape. So there's
a band as well.
There's a band that I like named Stretch Armstrong. Same thing. And I'd asked for some of their stuff for Christmas one year, and at this point I think this might have been like the year or two where I was out of toys and I was just into music. And so
didn't miss that much. Didn't miss much with this line.
No, not at all. But I opened up the package on Christmas morning, and it was a Stretch Armstrong action figure. And I was like, my parents thought that was the funniest thing. They were dying laughing. And it was like a ninja variant of him or something. And it was very weird, but they just thought they were the funniest people, and they still laugh.
Because it didn't stretch. It was just
no. It was
figure?
No, it was Stretch Armstrong. The figure, just like this guy. It's just that I had asked for stuff from the band, like the band Stretch Armstrong. And,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's
And they just were
actually
like,
goddamn. That okay. No, no, that's
yeah.
actually that's top notch. That's
Yeah,
David
yeah.
Crosby stuff.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
absolutely. That was him. And eventually I cracked him, not necessarily intentionally, but I guess after stretching him for so long.
Yeah. I mean,
Just to
there's a
prove
failure
if what
point.
my mom said was right, if you stretch it too many times it'll pop. But yeah, it's a weird syrupy like thing on the inside. Like it looks like the consistency has the consistency and the look of like syrup that for like waffles and whatnot. Yeah, it is very bizarre.
They should have had a warning on there that was like, don't use this for syrup.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
This is the bad syrup.
Yeah, this is the bad syrup. Yeah, this is not for breakfast. It's not part of a nutritious balanced breakfast. But but this is part of the 10-year anniversary line of action figures, which is neat. Now the I'll let you describe the rest of the figure, but I just want to talk about the box real quick. The actual box has a picture of Raphael, and he's all stretched out and stuff, and it looks kind of neat, but like because it's like more like the traditional Playmates Turtles Raphael, and but just very stretchy, and I don't know, it's kind of neat. But tell us about how Michelangelo looks. Oh, spastic. Oh yeah.
Spazzy something. So like, I don't even start. So it's effectively a plastic buck that's just very generic, like turtle. It looks like literally like Mutant Ninja Turtle boys, like the knockoff like turtle, right? Like that's what that the head sculpt and the body look like.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is basically Stretch Armstrong technology. Here's the problem. So Stretch Armstrong being like, I don't know, a man for some reason. I don't know why, but like the fact that he has no definable muscles is like, whatever, he's Stretch Armstrong.
Right.
But when you have gone through like years of seeing the turtles sculpted with like muscle, and then you see them all doughy and slimy looking, it just looks weird. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look like it's appreciable size. Like this is my issue. Like it looks like it's smaller. It's shorter than 6 inches. It's unstretched. I mean, it's hard not to make this fucking whole thing innuendo, but
yeah.
It feels like you can stretch it a bit. All right, like you can kind of get it. It doesn't feel like it could do that much.
I mean, the box is showing. Let me go back to the box. It's showing quite a bit.
It's quite a bit of some stretch. You got some stretch. It's they're plastic. They're elastic. They're spastic.
Yeah. Like, so, sure. Oh, and they're calling them the Michelangelo the mozzarella muscle mutant.
The mozzarella muscle mutant.
Jeez. Yeah.
That's him, and that's it.
Now, are you a fan of when their other parts are the same color as their bandana? Because I'm not. I hate when I'm okay with when the arm bands and stuff are the same, but I want the belt to be black. Like I want that to be a black belt.
I agree. I don't like the lack of a black belt. Like, and that's just strange. Like, why would you not have it be black?
Yeah.
Probably because the shell's just black, and they were like,
"Oh, that's
why not
true.
paint it?
That's
we're
true."
Not painting anything else.
I didn't think about the back of the figure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so,
because all they really do is painting the bandana. They do have pupils on the eyes, and then they've got the belt.
Yeah. And so, oddly
enough, my whole thing is like,
So this one, there's 2 variants apparently. Apparently, there's one that has the orange nunchucks that look just like bratwurst. From the second movie, but apparently, according to TMNT Toys, there are 2 different versions. There's like a bluish purple one, and I thought there was another one. Let's see, that's that one. Yeah, there we go. And then there's more of like a orange kinda weapon variant.
Funny, same assortment number, same stock number. The only difference is the J hook is to the left or right, and then you get the different accessories.
Oh, that's wild.
Which is just weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been just a running change where it happened, and then Playmates was like, yeah, no, fix that. And then they did, and then it's just had to do something different. There's a myriad of reasons why that's the case, but yeah. So let me go back over here. So there's Michelangelo. Now again, oddly enough, out of all the figures we've done tonight, these are the ones that have their own individual backings, and that's strange.
Right. It's the Stretch Turtles have their own little thing, which is so funny.
But when I was looking for them, I guess I didn't realize that they did. I thought they were all the same. So So I didn't get the backs for all of them. So I've got one for Leo, and then I've got one for Shredder. But TMNT Toys.com came in clutch, and they've got
classic.
The flavor. They got the flavor text. So here we go. So here's Michelangelo. Now that Michelangelo can hyper stretch, he's been reaching out and touching someone from down the block. He loves to use his new flexy fast fist to pummel and pound the foot morning, noon, and night. Armed with his ever-present numbskull numbing nunchucks, Michelangelo stretches out his arms and bonks the bad boys. With his rubberized reptile skin, Mike never dodges. With his rubberized reptile skin, Mike never dodges blows.
He'll just never dodge a blow.
Never dodge a blow.
Not one time.
Nope. He just lets them bounce right back. He's the master of the Twisty Turtle Teen Attack.
He's the what? He's the what, Eric?
He's the master of the Twisty Turtle Teen Attack. and
so good.
No,
that's what I
was doing. That's what. Oh goodness. Okay. Oh Jesus.
Yep. Just pull it together.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna try to do it
from the top. He's the master. You got to run it from the top with a straight face.
Mikey never dodges blows. He just lets them bounce right back. He's the master of the Twisty Turtle Teen Attack, and no one can escape his rubber wrath.
His rubber wrath. Definitely a Nine Nails fan.
Oh my lord. Let's see. The foot fears him. Thugs run from him, and anchovies offer their souls to him. What?
Whoa.
But best of all, no pizza, no matter how high, is ever out of reach. Oh my goodness. That's
master of the Twisty Turtle Teen Attack.
Yeah, and no one can escape his rubber wrath.
Let's go. With the rhymes, let's go.
Oh my lord. This is what I'm here for.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is worth
you know what? It's just like Playmates to put us out on the Chuckle Bus. You know what I mean? At the very end.
Oh yeah.
All right, you did Mikey. Let's do Donnie next.
All right, let me find Donatello. Let's see here. There's Leo. There's Don. Yeah. Your boy. There's your boy.
Donnie looks like Al Roker. He looks exactly like Al. He looks exactly like Al Roker, doesn't he?
Good dude. Oh,
look at that picture. It's Al Roker, dude. It's Al Roker, bro. Oh. He's like, with the weather again. I was like, what that shit is.
Oh my lord.
Oh, you look like Al Roker, dude. What happened? Why did you look like Al Roker, bro? Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh. He looked.
So yeah,
I can't even look. I can't even look at his face. It's too much Al Roker. He looks just like Al Roker. I can't do it.
So this is Stretch Donatello, the mighty malleable mutant. Now the box art. Oh goodness, I didn't see this on Michelangelo. Whoever we just did, was it Mikey? Dude, check this out. Hold on. Look at that. That's Shredder grabbing his foot at the bottom of the box.
Well, that is the part that Shredder would be the most interested in.
It is, considering he has a foot thing. That's true.
Oh, that's a little Easter egg.
That's neat. I love that. And it's the toy Shredder because he's not wearing a shirt, so that's fantastic.
Yep. Important.
So yeah, this Donatello, he's pretty much the same as Michelangelo. Just basically the same figure. I think that they might have changed the face. As far as the grimace, I think they might have done that. But yeah, it looks like their faces are different. So it's different head sculpts, which makes sense because like that's really the only thing besides the belt color, the bandana color, and the initial. Everything else,
all you can get.
Yeah, everything else is just mold it in a different color, and there you go. But yeah, he's got both grimaces on where he's you can see both sides of his teeth, and yeah, that's pretty much it. He comes with the bow staffs, and they have the since this is just a lump of plastic or rubber, I should say. It's got these loops on them that you just put your hand, you put your hand in because you can't get in that way. You got to kick the bottom, and
you do have to kick the bottom.
So yeah, and that's pretty much Donatello as far as how he looks.
We do have some like vital statistics on these things.
Oh, do we really? Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah, you missed it for Mikey, so you can go back. But
we'll go back.
So stretch consistency, mutant melted mozzarella, rubber factor plus 10.7.
Oh,
maximum stretch, untested, but we know it's really far. He's got the two big bad bows. That's his weapons. Here we go.
Okay.
Ever since Donatello got the power of reptile rubber, he's been reaching out and flexing his stretch skills. He's the... They didn't do it. They did it. He's the master of the reach around the corner and he's the master of the reach around the corner and yank technique. With his big bad bow fitted into his weapon hand clip, Donatello takes out any and all who come within his reach. And that's just about everybody in the city. Because he can go around the corner and yank them.
Yeah, you can.
Just everybody. He's got access to everybody that way.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that's too good.
Holy shit! Bad boys just bounce off Don as he hyperextends.
Oh my goodness! Bad boys just bounce off him.
His newfound bounce ability gives him extra protection against bone-breaking blows. No bones, no breaks.
Yep.
Don loves to stretch his leg all the way across the street and trip up an entire army of foot fools. Don's ready for action anytime, any place. Best of all, he never has to get out of his chair.
That's so good. Oh, that's so good.
They just said that he's the master of the reach around the corner and yank technique. That's Al Roker Donatello. He's got the news and the weather. Holy shit. Holy shit.
And he doesn't have to leave his chair.
He doesn't have to leave his chair either.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
So that's excellent.
That's way too good.
So gonna go back to Michelangelo for a second because I forgot about the metal stretch-tistics.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, Michelangelo, the mozzarella muscled mutant. Stretch consistency like an extra large waistband. Rubber factor plus 10.8. Maximum
a little better than Donnie.
Maximum stretch immeasurable. And yeah, so that's that. Now let's go with let's see here. Who do I have? Okay, that's Leah. So let's do Raph next.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll do that. So yeah, here's Raphael, the rubber reaching reptile. What do you think about this?
He's got the wise guy grin on his face, you know. You do realize that we're seeing enough of these. Like they did actually in this rubbery stretch shit, they actually did keep to the color of the turtle's skin, like the different colors of they kept it because Raph is Raph green. Like,
this definitely has the real feel turtle skin, probably.
Oh, it definitely has the real feel turtle skin for sure. This is sorry, you're reading this, not me.
Okay, so yeah, but
Struggle Bus.
Yeah, he's got the face and the color like you were saying. So let's see here.
Face.
He's got that face. You know, he's got a face.
He's got the face.
He's got the face. All right. He's got and he comes with 2 sets of Psy, which is interesting. Like, I don't know why they needed to give him maybe because it was so small. I don't know. But yeah,
don't say that about your boy. He's a grower, not a shower. You know what I'm saying? Give him a minute.
Give him a minute. So
I was in the pool.
Stretch Raphael, the rubber reaching reptile. Stretch consistency like a rubber chicken in a pretzel factory. Okay. Rubber factor plus 10.9.
That's the highest rubber factor we've seen yet.
And then maximum stretch from here to way over there. Yeah. And he comes with 4 sewer slicing size. I don't know why they're slicing sewers. That's just weird. But yeah. So here we go. Sticks and stones won't break his bones because he doesn't have any. He's Stretch Raphael, and he's extending the long arm of the law all the way out. Raphael is limbered up and ready to stretch into battle with any footful who dares enter the stretch zone.
The stretch zone. Hey, man. Hey, you're in my stretch zone.
You're in my stretch zone. You're stepping on my stretch zone. So, with his newfound power of super sewer stretching, I don't know why it's sewer stretching. That's weird. But anyway, with his newfound power of sewer super stretching and his mastery of sewer slice and size, nothing can stop him from putting the squeeze on old Shredhead. Hyper stretching Raphael strikes terror into puny punks and world dominating madmen. There's only one thing that Raphael has to be careful about: twisting himself into a nasty ninja knot. Ouch.
Yeah, and if you do it too much, you stay that way.
You stay that way. That's true.
Stays that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, yeah, so they could have been funnier with that one. They kind of were just like they're in the sewer.
Yeah, they're just a lot of sewer stuff.
Leonardo, also decidedly Al Roker looking. That's just kind of what I'm seeing.
I get it. He's got a very turtle looking face too. So it might be that he looked like the Turtles. You never know.
Oh, but, I mean, true. Which one? Al Roker is older than the Turtles, so
that's true. He is.
You gotta know who's who.
But this is Stretch Leonardo, the pretzel twisting teen, and we have the back of the box for this one too, so we can talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he looks just like the rest of them. The color is more accurate to his Playmates version. Comes with his katanas, and he looks like Leonardo does, like a Leonardo do, with the belt. He's got
a stretch consistency of pizza dough perfecto. A rubber factor, the lowest of the Turtles at 10.5. I don't know if it's a little, especially out of a liter, it's a little lacking. Maximum stretch, test results available next week. Ain't that the goddamn truth? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they always with
Leo's waiting on that phone call. Like they're like, oh yeah, we got your blood work. We'll get your maximum stretch. We'll just call you.
Right.
He's sitting there like on that peg, just sitting on that peg, and they got him on. He's just going, well,
I guess I'll just wait.
Well, just gonna wait on those results, I guess. The weapon of choice is the 2 katana sewer swords. Once again, it's like you can just throw sewer in anything. Here we go. He's Leo, the limber leader who loves to stretch like nobody's business. Not a day goes by without Leonardo stretching his arm across town to put a stop to crime and corruption. With his 2 katana sewer swords, Leo can stretch and slice the evil away, rising to over his normal size. Despite having been in the pool, just give him a minute.
In the sky.
Leo towers over the foolish foot and shows him the glint of his powerful katana sewer swords. The foot run for cover, but there are few places to hide from the malleable muscles of Leo. I like the use of malleable there.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Why, just look at his rubber factor, plus 10.5.
Look at his
That's
rubber
not a made up
factor.
number, folks. This turtle knows no boundary because Leo just stretches right over him like string cheese on a hot day. Yummy.
Yeah, that's
I feel like Leo's got to compensate because it's like rubber factor plus 10.5. It's kind of like
yeah,
nobody else had to talk about their rubber factor. It was higher.
yeah,
Unless
yeah.
rubber factor is not what you want.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what side you
Because
want to
if
be
you have
on
too
with
high
that.
of a rubber factor, maybe that's bad. Like in that case, Leo's the best one.
Right. So yeah, I don't
Anyways.
know. If we have a rubber expert, please email us turtlesoupshow@gmail.com.
Yeah, if you're a rubber scientist, let us know.
A rubberologist.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Or a flubberologist, either one. Let us know. So one thing I love is the back of the box. I wish I would have had them for the rest of them, but the back of the box looks amazing. So this little what they call snip and save, which what a lot of us did back when we were born.
Yeah.
That yeah, it's like
well, we didn't save. That's only
You didn't
certain
save?
religions save.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
What,
So,
what you if my grandma collected rat tails, did your grandma collect those?
Yeah, what do you think I'm
the
holding my hair
windowsill?
back with? Oh. I
They
got
look like little mini Funyuns out there,
Yep.
right there. On
Fry them up. Oh, they're delicious.
Windowsill, fry them up. Yum, yum,
Yep.
yum, yum.
Yep.
Calamari.
Yep. But it looks so cool. The artwork looks great. Like whoever did the art,
Yeah.
it's-
Very, very, very good.
It's very neat because it looks like it kind of looks like a mixture of Mirage and animated series Leonardo right here, and I love that.
No, it's nice.
And then it just looks cool. But now they've got this little story thing here too on the back that is kind of like a whole the radical rubber reptile rules. So I'm gonna read these for you real quick. So
Sure.
It says, you can pull us, you can stretch us, but like all ninjas, you must follow the ancient wisdom and obey the rules. Here we go. It says, don't stretch us too far. Never pull our ninja bodies or heads out of our shells. It's too hard to get back in. And picture of Leo.
Don't overuse the toy. This is so kids don't like die.
Right. Of course.
So don't overuse us because we will break.
Yeah. So rule 2, don't poke us with sharp objects. It's unsafe, and besides, it hurts. You got a picture of a pencil. Yeah, you'll get that syrup on you. It's sticky. No. And Mikey's getting attacked by a pencil there. Rule 3, don't twist us. If we get wound up too tight, we could break. With with Donatello looking that looks a little unfortunate, but it kind of looks like my friend David Malibu's front tail, but yeah, just putting that out there. Rule number 4, don't wrap us around anyone's arms, legs, or head. It's totally uncool and totally dangerous.
That's a blood clot.
That's a blood clot.
Kids.
That's how you die.
Yep.
Rule number 5, don't fry or freeze us. Never leave us in the hot sun or put us in the freezer. Keep us at room temperature, 72 degrees, dude. And then rule 6, if we ooze, don't lose. If we ooze, don't lose. Just place an adhesive bandage over the tear and we'll be just fine. That seems counterintuitive, but
strange.
Yeah, that's wild. See, I feel like that would make me want to open the turtle and see, like, do they bleed? But yeah. So there's that, and then now we're moving on to
ready to get on to Al Jolson Splinter or Shredder. It's Blackface Shredder is our last figure.
Yeah, this is the Mutant Malleable Madman, and he is something else. This is technically Super Shredder.
He's in blackface. It's blackface. It's Blackface Shredder.
I mean, it's definitely. I can see it. It's unfortunate.
It's Al Jolson.
So
we got Al Roker and Al Jolson in the same toy line, boys.
You can call me Al.
Yeah. Jesus.
But yeah, he the Super Shredder look is an interesting look. I guess because they didn't want to go with the Playmates look where he's shirtless. uh, which is weird. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it makes sense because of the armor at the top. It connects with Super Shredder for some reason, or at least it does here. On the original toy, it was just the shoulder parts. But
Yeah.
but yeah, your boy. What else you got with him? Anything else?
No.
Okay, nothing. So
It's just weird. It's just weird. Okay, so it's just kind of weird. Like, so when you're an animal and your skin's like a color like green,
yeah,
then the doughy green looks like, I guess, all right. But when like that's just what you're wearing,
yeah,
it makes it look kind of weird, like
it
kind of
does
gross.
look super
Like,
weird.
yeah, I don't know.
It's very bizarre, and it's interesting that they gave him so he's wearing like briefs. It looks like
Uh-huh.
and then on the back though his shirt or his top covers the back of him, which is interesting. You would have thought they would have just cut it right there and just let it be
Yeah,
the whole
that's
thing.
kind of strange. Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is very bizarre. But yeah, so here we go. Snip
The
and save.
last sale. Stop. This is the last turtle sale of the 90s.
Yeah,
And
this is it.
you have to sell this one more, Eric. I've been telling you to sell these to me since '89. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You
yeah.
got to sell me this last, because he looks like blackface. He like borderline offends me. So you have to sell it to me.
I'm not getting as much of the blackface as I'm getting more of like a
You're not with like the big
like
white eyes and stuff. It just feels like you almost never see him look like that. And now it just that's not
it's
right to me.
no. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that like it just strikes me as like a hypersexual thing, like a BDSM kind of thing, or
Oh, okay. No, I could see that. I could see
yeah,
that.
or just like a reverse KKK thing where he's like, well, we wear black hoods, and it's like, oh, jeez, oh, but yeah. So Stretch Shredder, the mutant malleable madman, stretch consistency, super sinister snot.
Oh,
Rubber factor, you ready for this? Plus 16.6.
that
I don't know.
tracks.
Yeah. Maximum stretch untested.
You can't hold him down that long. You
You
can't get him to comply.
You can't. And then he comes with his weapon of choice is the shell smashers, which is just a weird looking here, let me
The
jump over
mace
here.
on a stick.
That's pretty much it.
I'll
Looks
wash
like
myself with a mace on a stick.
That's pretty much it. So yeah, here we go. From the snip and save, Stretch Shredder.
Yes.
Here we go. Shredder is really bent out of shape now. He's gone and mutated himself to be just like the Stretch Turtles. He has their reach, he has their flexibility, he has their fate in his gooey green grinding grip.
Ooh.
Shredder extends
Ooh.
Shredder extends his evil presence as he hyperstretches. Now there is no escape. Armed with his weapon of choice, Shredder towers over all who oppose him except the Turtles. But Shredder is not worried because he has the edge. He has the power and the willingness to stretch as far as he has to do whatever it takes to defeat the Elastic Lads. Now he has all the advantages that they have and more. No height is too high, no distance too far. Stretch Shredder knows no boundary, and he only laughs at limitations. Soon, the Turtles will be nothing more than... Oh, that about read that word wrong. Soon, the... So
That'd have been fun.
Let's see if we can do it, because I might just do it. Soon, the Turtles will be nothing more than retread turtle tire rubber. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha. That's what Shredder would do if he were here now, in parentheses.
Oh.
Very weird. Like, way to end that.
Weird to end a ha 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 ha.
But then the parentheses is what's weird. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know why they felt the need to tell us that. But yeah, that's Super Stretch and Shredder.
90s toys.
90s toys, y'all. That's it. That's it.
Looks like we
Made it. So, now that we've stretched that out, what do you think? What's your like? Do you have any like parting words with Playmates, or I don't know? What are you feeling?
Oh my God, I feel like, oh man, I don't even know if we can get into all that right now. But
Okay.
it's been a hell of a run. It's been a hell of a run.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of this line is indicative of kind of a theory that we've had, and not really theory, but just observations we've had that Playmates kind of toward the end was really trying to see what stuck, trying every gimmick in the book just to kind of get some toys sold, just to try to
Mm-hmm.
kind of move it forward, knowing that things were kind of about to change probably.
Right.
Hell of a run.
Oh yeah.
87 to 97.
Yeah.
Let's go. You know what I mean? That is a hell of a run.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that's probably about it for me. Like we can always deep dive later and get
Oh
way into
sure.
this. I feel like we almost need to at some point, but like, I mean, yeah, pretty. I mean, they were the toys that made our childhood. They were
Oh
the
definitely.
things that between the animated series and that first movie that really got us gassed up. The toys were what kept us in
Mm-hmm.
day to day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Playmates made a lot of really badass turtle toys.
They absolutely did.
And kind of right up to the end, that Donnie, that Donnie,
Mm-hmm.
that Dino Donnie, that Taro Donnie could have been their crowning achievement.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because that thing was sick. You know
It
what I mean?
was.
So what a way to go out!
Mm-hmm.
With that figure, it's really cool.
Yeah. It's neat because I remember being of a certain mind like around this time, not necessarily like at the moment, but like probably like in the early 2000s, whenever the 2003 series was coming back. There was this thing where like so like He-Man got redone in the early 90s, and you felt like it felt like it was a continuation more or less, but like it was
Mm-hmm.
still different figures and whatnot. But like
Yeah.
the difference between the new adventures of He-Man and the 2003 2000X, whatever you want to call it, line, that felt like an eternity, and
Mm-hmm.
it almost made you feel like you weren't sure if they were ever going to come back with it or whatnot. And then even
Yeah.
into the early 2000s, you still kind of had that uncertainty in toy lines where you weren't sure how things were going to work out. And then now in the 2020s, it's like, yeah, no, they're just remaking, like, these figures
Oh my God.
are still in the
Yes.
toy aisle now to this day. You can go there and
Yeah.
find some of these things
Yeah.
that we've been reviewing in the toy aisle, and it's
Playmates Classics.
wild.
They are making
Yeah,
them, and that is what it is.
and
Yep.
it's nuts. And I don't know, but it's a testament to like how good they were, and all the
I,
good work that they did. And it's very awesome, like all the stuff that they were able to do. And just like you said, the toys did so much, they added so much to the cartoon and everything else. And I
oh
don't know,
yeah.
I just I'll always have a sentimental place in my heart for Playmates, even though I don't always agree with their choices
Yeah.
as an adult
Yeah.
collectible collector. But whatever. But nevertheless, very happy to finally be done with this part of the journey, and just ready to move on and then see
It's
what else they come up with. Because I think
it's so funny. It's so funny to think that that really Kevin and Peter wanted action figures. They just wanted action figures of the
right,
turtles. And Playmates said, "Get me a cartoon first."
right,
And so they did. And then they got their toys.
yeah,
That is just a wild part of the story to me. The entire 190 something episodes of TAS were literally so that they could get plastic turtles made.
yeah,
And so it does start with this toy line. Like it literally started. Like they are Kevin and Peter are doing indie comics.
right,
And the way that we all fell in love with it, especially like us like elder millennials and Gen X who got into the turtles, the only reason we did was they were like, wouldn't it be cool to make some turtle toys?
yeah.
And that's it.
That's
So
it.
it means it's basically the genesis of why the hell the turtles are still an evergreen property.
Right.
And it
We
comes
wouldn't
down to
have
these toys and the desire for these toys.
right. We would not be here if they didn't make those toys. Like it would probably
No,
have a
if they
comic.
went to if nope, if they went to Playmates, Playmates said not going to do it, or they said like get an animated series, and then they couldn't get one. That'd be it.
Yeah.
Like we would probably know about the TMNT from the indie comics,
Yeah.
but how long would that have lasted
That's
without
true.
the success of
I
the
will say
cartoon and stuff like that? You just don't know.
that's fair. That absolutely. However, the counterpoint to that is that a lot of the reason why Mirage had the weird schedule was because of the success of the line. And so without that
Oh
huge
yeah,
success, I wonder if they would have kept it going based on just the comic
well,
sales alone, that they would have just
it's hard.
been
You're
indie
right.
darlings.
It it's kind of tough to put it. It's tough to put it in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they were making all this money and they were having to deal with all these other issues and try to make comics, which is how Peter and Kevin started not working together,
Right.
which means they got separated because Kevin moved, and then
Yeah.
they had that space grow between them. It's kind of hard to rewind the clock,
Mm-hmm.
but we can say that Playmates played a gigantic role
Right.
in the fact that we're just even sitting here doing a podcast that could have just been about an indie comic that was 12 issues long.
Yeah.
Like, we just don't know that. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's been really cool to say that through the 90s, we have looked at, reviewed, talked about, read and made fun of, and gone on the Chuckle Bus about every single Playmates toy released in the 90s for this run. That is an achievement.
It is.
And not and for Playmates, 100%. There was a hell of a bunch of figures.
Absolutely.
Really cool.
Well, guys, thank you for listening. We want to know your
Yeah.
thoughts. What was your favorite line of Turtles? Which ones did you want to see more of? Which ones could you have done without? Did you have all of these? We want to know all your thoughts. And also, if you have any of the knockoff stuff, any of the stuff that was released in other countries or anything else like that, definitely hit us up, turtlesoupshow@gmail.com. Let us know and send us that stuff, because eventually down the road, I want to do a whole episode on the knockoff stuff and the just all the
We
weird
should
stuff.
call it "You Got Turtles at Home."
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, we definitely should. And so hit us up.
That'd be so good.
turtlesoupshow@gmail.com. Find us on the home of the internet, turtlesoupshow.com. That's where all of our episodes are, which should be Podbean now, kind of related to that. So that should
They're all up
finally,
there. Eric's hard ass work. We're up to current.
it was a lot more difficult than I ever imagined, but we got here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so we're also
I
on
can't
the
even
socials. So find us and hit us up there. That's cool too. And thank you for being here on YouTube. For those of you who are, we really appreciate. We saw your chats and everything, and we're going to talk to you in a minute to name this episode. So just be sending your submissions in the chat. And then and if you want to go the extra mile, come on over to patreon.com. Find Turtle Soup Show's done been making a podcast for a million years, and throw some pennies our way. And helps us to keep the lights on, keeps us from saying clang. And you get some cool stuff and you get your name mentioned on the show. So that's always fun.
Absolutely.
And so next time, I'm not sure, it's going to be a bit because Ryan's got some stuff to do. And
it could be a good while.
Yeah. We're looking probably next month sometime at the very least, the very earliest. Yeah.
It's like once in a lifetime thing, boys.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no. You totally have to.
Yeah, but it could be a little bit. So
so it's going to be a few weeks, but we'll be back definitely. So don't worry. But I think that's going to do it. But please send us your emails with anything, all your thoughts on the Turtles and the toys and everything, and anything we got coming up. Just try not to spoil too much. But I think that's it. So until then, else time.
Else time.
And we're back.
What up? What up?
All right, let's see. In the chat, we got John Clemens with episode 323, The Bad Syrup. It's true. You don't want that. Master of the Twisty Turtle Teen Attack.
That's a good one.
Master of the Reach Around. Yeah. And then Stretch Shredder PM of Canada.
Yeah, that came from the blackface joke.
Yeah. And then M. Wilson.
Anti-shredder boner button.
Yeah. So
Nationals edition. That's good.
And then I've got Rubber Wrath. The Rubber Wrath. Yeah.
Oh, the Rubber Wrath. Yep.
Something with that. And then Master of the Reach Around. But we could say something like Master of the Rubber Wrath Reach Around.
Malleable muscle. That was really good too.
Yeah, we got it. We got to get the alliteration. So Master of the Malleable Muscle Rubber Wrath Reach Around.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Say that again.
So the Master of the Malleable Muscle Rubber Wrath Reach Around. You think that's it?
I think we got it.
Okay.
I think we got it.
I gotta write it down.
I think we got it. I think that's it. Like, I think that's it. You guys in the chat are great.
Muscle.
And Wilson about Blackface Shredder said, "Oh man, looks like he's about to go 10 rounds with Briar Rabbit. This is horrible." He says Blackface Shredder ain't vibing. And then M said, could probably be the Prime Minister of Canada, though. And then that's when John Clemens lost his shit over that.
Okay, yeah.
Have you seen that Trudeau and Blackface, right? That whole thing?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. A picture came out that he went to like a party.
Oh,
there's a picture of him going to a party when he's a lot younger.
Yeah.
Full blackface.
Yeah.
Gotta watch out with that.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. They pulled an episode of Community off of all streaming platforms.
They've put it back. They put it back eventually.
They have?
I believe so, because I think enough
That's
people
the D&D episode. That's one of the best episodes of the show.
Yeah, I think they put it back because it was like, he's obviously not doing that as
because he's a dark elf.
He's a dark elf, which is a totally different thing entirely.
Yeah, completely different. Now, granted, his skin is painted black.
Right. And it's not
just the way
face,
he's like,
it's the
he's
entire
like,
thing.
I am like the dark elf wizard. It's like obvious, like the way he acts is that it's not blackface.
Yeah.
The problem is that in that episode, and I think this is actually why it got cut, was because Chevy Chase, his character, makes Al Jolson jokes during the episode. Like at one point he's making fun of Chang and he says like, I mean, you're just talking to Al Jolson over here or whatever. Like at one point. And like I remember Alicia and I watched that and I thought that's probably why.
Yeah.
It's the Al Jolson joke.
But it's such a good episode.
It's a great episode. The D&D episode of Community is legendary.
We watched that. We've been watching this guy that talks about like 80s movies and stuff like that. And he made a video of movies that can't be made again. And I forget what it was called, but it had something to do with this guy that uses blackface to get into college, into Harvard. And it's pretty bad. It's real bad because he's like, well,
was this a movie?
Yeah, it was a movie in the 80s, and it was relatively like known. It's one word title too. It's not like it's
wait. It's a movie in the 80s about a guy who wears blackface to get into Harvard.
Yes,
I take it. I
Soul
take
Man.
it.
It's 2 words. Soul Man.
Because of affirmative action. Is that why?
I think so. Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And James Earl Jones is in the movie too.
Wow. What?
Yeah, James Earl Jones is in it. He's the teacher.
What's it called?
It's called Soul
Soul
Man.
Man?
Yeah, 1986 comedy romance. Soul Man.
Holy shit.
In
Just
order,
the pictures that come up when you Google
bro.
Soul Man is
Yes.
wild.
Yes. In order to win a scholarship, Mark Watson, the white son of a affluent psychiatrist, pretends to be black on his application form. When he's accepted, he alters his hair, skin, and speech to conceal his true identity. At first, Mark believes that going through law school as a minority will be a breeze, but he soon begins experiencing racism. Eventually, Mark falls in love with someone and Sarah Walker, and a black student, and begins to feel guilty about his ruse. Now, according to that video that we watched, the general consensus is that it's not the best thing at all, but it brought to light, like it was trying to show. It was kind of like when satire doesn't work sometimes, because it's like, yes, you're making salient points, but did you have to do it this way? Yeah.
I need to watch this because I've never heard of this movie.
Yeah, I'd heard of it before.
In
I just
my
forgot about it.
life.
Yeah.
The only way I think James Earl Jones signs on for this, much less any other black actor, is. Have you seen the movie, or did you just like see a thing about it?
No, I've known of it, and then I saw a thing that reminded me about it last night. That was just like clips of it.
So my only thought is that somewhere in it, this dude learns a hell of a lesson.
That's
about
what I was saying.
Not appropriating shit, and like that's the only way that a lot of these guys would sign on for this shit. Is they're like, this tells a story, even if it's not done well. We thought it was going to tell a story about your privilege and your shit.
That's what the guy was talking about. That, like, I guess with the research that he did, that he saw some critics say that yes, the message is there, and that's what saves the movie, I guess. But like, it's still, yikes, like real bad. But the message is essentially, you don't know. That's
bro. Anthony Michael Hall, Tim Robbins, Anthony Edwards, Val Kilmer, and John Cusack all declined this role to be the main character in Soul Man.
Yeah.
All of them said hell no to that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man, then the controversy about it.
It's wild. But yeah.
Oh, and then Ronald Reagan's son, was in the movie?
I guess.
And then it says the film was seen by Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan at Camp David. Quote, the Reagans enjoyed the film and especially enjoyed seeing their son Ron, a White House spokesman said at the time.
Oh, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is in it, and then also Leslie Nielsen's in it.
Well, Leslie Nielsen goes back to a time a little bit. Leslie Nielsen is kind of like enshrined in crude humor, from a time, and it's okay somehow.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a thing.
Oh, the NAACP picketed the movie. Wow.
But they were saying the video I watched was talking about how like movies like this will never be made again. But then you have Tropic Thunder, which had Robert Downey Jr.
I don't understand how they get away with it in Tropic Thunder. I've never looked into it. I don't understand how they do it.
From what I understand, they actually went to the NAACP and they were like, "Is this okay? Like, what we're trying to do is this, and are we handling it the right way?" And I think from what I had seen, that they said that yes, okay, this you're doing. You know, I guess they're they don't necessarily speak for everyone, but I guess they're a group that would be opposed to that, or the authority that you would need to check with, and they were okay with it, and I think that's how they ended up going through with it. But yeah, it's a weird thing. It's definitely one of those things that you'd want the message to be that like this is why this is bad, but you want to do it in a way that doesn't feel like you're educating somebody. And usually you use comedy, and it's a really hard thing to do. So, and I think that's what people were saying about this movie is that they appreciated the attempt at trying to explain some of this stuff and try to bring to light some of the issues that were brought to. that it's not easy, because the whole thing is he thought it would be easy to go as a black man, or as a minority, if you will, and so and to show that, oh no, actually it's not, like, this is, because that was probably a joke that was made amongst like affluent white people that as the characters in the movie were, that was saying that, oh, it's probably easy doing that, and it's like, well, let's see, and then but I don't know, but nevertheless, yeah, so that's a movie, that's a thing that was made.
No, yep, I admit that I'm an evolving person like everyone, and I don't understand how this is different from Tropic Thunder. There's some stuff in chat, like John Clemens says that was to make fun of Hollywood's racism, like RDJ's character in Tropic Thunder, not to mock black people themselves.
I think that was the whole intent of that.
And I get that, but then like the people behind Soul Man kind of said, like, well, no, like we had intent to talk about racism, like we wanted to show that it's wrong, that like, but anyway, movie made money though. God damn it, they spent about $2 on it. They spent $4.5 million. Damn thing made $35 million.
That's
This is a classic example of critics panned this movie, but people went to go see that shit.
Of course they did, and
that happens so often. Like critics are like, "Ew, I had to hold my nose," and people are like, "Oh shit, tits and guns," and the movie makes a ton of money. Like it is what it is.
It is.
I think it premiered the same weekend as Crocodile Dundee and The Color of Money. Okay, imagine you are rolling up to the theater. It is,
and you got a choice.
1986. October 24th, 1986. And you roll up, you're like, man, bro, let's go see a movie, bro, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, what to choose from? And you're like, well, we've got The Color of Money, we've got Crocodile Dundee, or this movie called Soul Man.
Right.
It finished number 3 that weekend behind The Color of Money and Soul Man, Crocodile Dundee. But people, dude, they made their money on it.
So like, anyways. Well, based on the well, I haven't seen a trailer for it, but based on the poster, I don't want to be racist. I'm trying to be more progressive, and kind of go with movies that are not like based on my demographic. So I'm going to go with Soul Man. I'm going to go watch Soul Man and
oh my god,
support
yes,
yes,
yes.
That's that
because
person.
Because you see the classic cover, like, guess who's coming to college, and it looks like a black person, and you're like,
yeah, and you're like, oh, okay.
I'm not going to go see Crocodile Dundee, a movie full of white people. I'm going to go see Soul Man.
Right.
And then you're just sitting in the theater going like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Holy shit. Although it was 86 or whatever. So, I mean, people were kind of like,
yeah.
Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, I don't think they were having that depth of a conversation.
Do they have Soul Man? Tell me Soul Man's on Amazon Prime. Oh, you can rent or buy that bitch. Thank you.
Oh.
Rent for $430, buy for $750. Let's go. I gotta see this movie just to know.
Oh my lord.
It's got a 5.3 on IMDb.
Yeah, it's
but 4 out of 5 review, 4 out of 5 stars, 4.5 out of 5 stars on Rotten or on Amazon's review system.
That's weird.
Anyways, sorry, we should name the episode.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me about Soul Man. I never actually would have known about that.
Yeah. You're welcome. So
never go full Stretch Armstrong turtle.
Yeah, never go full stretch turtle. Yeah. But I mean, if you only a few people can do it and get an Oscar, I guess. But we're here to do this episode. So we need the title. Let's see. What is this? 323. Do you want to do it? You want me to do it?
It's you. You came up with it. Right. Stroke happens when I even try to think about that combination.
Oh my lord! Stroke happens. I told you I saw that in the hospital whenever Dad had his kidney stones again, right?
You saw it again? Like the same thing?
We went back and my mom and I and Shannon are sitting there, and I'm like, oh shit, they still got the stroke happens sign up there. That's fantastic.
I love that, dude.
So good.
God, we were so offensive, motherfucker. If
we're
one of
horrible.
us stuttered on a word, we're on the podcast. If one of us, like, the first 100 episodes, if one of us stumbled on a word, we'd be like, "Who stroke happens?" Like it was instant.
Yeah. It was
God.
bad.
Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's 323.
Okay. And it's Master of the Malleable Muscle Rubber Wrath Reach Around. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You run it and we'll see, okay?
Got it.
This is Turtle Soup, episode 323.
Master of the Malleable Muscle Rubber Wrath Reach Around. Do you like that?
You know, that one had a flow to it.
It did.
I want one more just so you have some options, but I don't know how I'm going to direct you out of that hole. That was really good.
Okay. I might be able to give it. I might be able to get it a little bit more.
Give me this. Give me the kind of boisterous, bombastic, kind of like 1980s rapper doing it.
Okay.
You know, where they're almost showing off that they're using alliteration.
Yeah.
Where they're like bombacious, you know, kind of like how Black Alicious does, like during the alphabet rap, like
right,
like showing off that he's using alliteration. Like, give me that one.
Okay.
This is Turtle Soup, episode 323.
Master of the Malleable Muscle Rubber Wrath Reach Around. That wasn't how it was in my head, but it wasn't bad.
It was a little sticky. I want to give you one more chance at that.
Okay.
Because it was good. The way you were approaching it was good. I think you just kind of had to work through it one time.
Okay.
One time?
One time.
This is Turtle Soup, episode 323.
Master of the Malleable Muscle Wrap. Jesus.
Nope.
Master of the Malleable Rubber Wrath Reach Around. Wait. What'd you say?
You know what? Let's just put a little more Ryan on the title. Let's go back and do one more take of the first way you did it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Maybe I'm asking a little too much. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot.
It's fine.
Master of the mess. Like it's just kind of, it's just a lot.
It's a lot.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is Turtle Soup, episode 323.
Master of the Malleable Muscle Rubber Wrath Reach Around.
That was great. That was so much better than your first take. Oh my God. That's a print. You know what I'm saying?
Print it.
So did you want to come over later and watch Soul Man?